Hey, this is Dana White, the president of the UFC, and you're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony, hosted by Primetime Sam Roberts and E-Rock.
Yes, worst of Opie and Anthony because O&A are on vacation and they don't give us the pay or the days off like Steve gets.
Why do you always throw Steve under a bus?
This is Iron Sheik in studio.
Of course I had to pick the Iron Sheik. This was a Primetime Sam Roberts booking, by the way. A lot of people don't realize all the behind-the-scenes work I do. It's amazing. All the behind-the-scenes work I do, all the in-front-of-the-mic work I do. I am that total package people are looking for. That's Primetime Sam Roberts.
Yes, if it's wrestling or bad teen shows, it's Primetime Sam Roberts.
If it's good segments, it's Primetime Sam Roberts.
No, we don't have many of those.
Excuse me.
This doesn't involve you. You booked them, but this doesn't involve you.
I booked it and I helped bring it along.
All right, whatever.
It's the Iron Sheik in studio, and he pisses all over himself. He does.
You don't even need an out. There it is.
No, there it is.
It's number 13 on the worst of 2009 count.
It's the worst of 2009.
Beer kind of guy.
He went
Exactly.
through the six pack in
I'm not
45
fussy.
minutes.
Well, what's your favorite beer?
A Canadian Monster Ice.
Oh, that shit will fuck you up.
Exactly. Because it's
Exactly.
because
Said
it's
it perfectly.
strongest, 6 points.
Yes.
And a half or 7 points. That's it,
Wow,
but
that's
nice and
fucked up.
smooth, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make you get a big belly beer like
No.
him. He don't drink beer. Look at his guts.
Oh my God, what's the matter
But if
with
you
him?
did, you did crack and you quit crack because you couldn't have been a good crack addict if you still had that belt. I mean,
Bubba,
that's worth
exactly.
That's worth at least 10
I
vials.
didn't say I didn't do the crack. I did the crack.
No, that's
I
not a
did
shadow.
opium. I did hashish. I did Iranian marijuana. I'm a Turkish hashish.
Iranian
but
marijuana.
moderation was my key.
Opium hash, remember that
Just
stuff?
a little bit of crack.
A little bit crack. I love crack. Don't get me wrong. If I can afford it, I cannot afford it. I quit.
I hear you. What a powerhouse.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Oh, you got it already?
Age is enough.
All right. Jimmy's got it. Well,
Yeah.
explain to me.
I had a party all my life. Paris. I do my marijuana. I used to snore powder or snore coke.
Yeah.
I get more energy.
Yeah.
I'm a more hyper. I train in 3 days.
That's what it'll do.
I train in 3 days without a stop. No sleep.
Oh my God.
Honest to God. 3 nights, 3
That's
days.
crazy.
As long as I have my good medicine.
That's crazy. That's
But somebody,
that's a bender.
they cannot handle it. After a cup of cold beer, after a little bit hard, a little bit soft, they're gone. But I'm up 24 hours.
Hey, did you watch the Hogan's reality show? Did you like that show, or did you think it was just all crap?
I used to watch a little bit, but the end, it was nothing good. A lot of divorce, wife, this, that. Hulk Hogan can be a nice guy, or he can be the phoniest faggot in the world.
All right, I'm gonna go serious for a moment. I heard, and I'm not goofing on this, that you got really sad talking about Chris Benoit.
I'll be honest with you. I saw him last time, what it called? Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And he come to me. He said, Shiki Baba, I live Fayetteville, Georgia. I said, I live Fayetteville, Georgia 45 years. And he said, I'm alone and I miss a friend. Come see me. I said, no problem. That was the last time I see Chris Benoit. He's a Canadian, I'm Iranian or American, whatever. So, but Chris Benoit killed himself one thing, but he killed his baby. 7 years old, give the baby, shot at that car, and kill the baby, killed his wife. I don't think he did a good thing.
No,
that's
not
very
a really
bad
good thing.
You know I'm right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's,
bad.
you know,
very bad. Yes.
God bless
I
you.
think we could all look at that and say it was bad.
That was a very bad. The man, if he had the balls, he want to kill himself one thing. But if he killed the little baby 7 years old,
That's crazy.
That's a little bit cheap heat. Because that's a cheap heat. See, I get my head in the ring before I do anything foolish. I know it's still the show. But Chris Benoit, young man, little guy, he want to be a big guy like Iron Sheik. He didn't make it.
Right. Well, I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, more Sergeant Slaughter in there. Wow, we were just watching clips and then Iron Sheik. Amazing.
I clicked
What
on
a
the wrong
day.
one.
What a day.
Exactly. What a day.
What a day.
Anthony, OP, baby. What a day. Exactly.
Fantastic day.
And like I say again, I want to say hello to all my intelligent OP and Anthony show, Howard Stern, 101 News. And I want to say, everywhere I go in the America, people tell me, Sheik, you are on the killer comedian, the best. You are on the Howard Stern TV show, you are the best. I think it's great feeling for me. To anywhere I go, people talk about it. Yes. God bless all my wrestling fans and also Anthony and Opie and Anthony radio station. God bless you guys. I'm not going to talk no more and have a good day.
Iron Sheik, everyone.
Iron Sheik, there he is.
Go for the big out, Iron. Go for the big out.
The Sheik.
Big out.
Amazing. What a day.
Yeah, what a day is right.
This is fantastic.
We have to plug everybody, too. We have.
Yeah, let's go around the
Rich,
table.
baby?
Iron Sheik getting ready to leave the studio.
I want a picture with the Iron Sheik.
I got to get one, too.
Pleasure.
Go out the hallway.
Pleasure for
I'll
me.
take the picture with you.
Yeah, can you go in the hall and start the picture taking?
Yeah.
I want
a picture taken.
I want a picture with that guy from putting up with this.
Get him to cut a promo. Get him to cut a quick promo for us. If we could do that.
At some point he has to be like...
Thank you very much.
What? Why? What's bothering you?
Thank you.
He's just sitting there. So it has to be said that the Iron Sheik peed his pants.
Yeah.
The interview.
Load the boots.
He had probably 8 beers in less than an hour, and there's a huge wet spot in the front of his pants, and he's putting his coat on. It's an amazing wet spot at the front of his pants because he had 8 beers in less than an hour and is making believe he's doing something because he doesn't want to shake the Iron Sheik's hand. Why don't you want to shake the Iron Sheik's hand? He's a mere 10 feet from us.
Because he pissed himself. All over himself. And I think it went on this. I think it's all over the couch. Dude, did you see this spot getting bigger and bigger?
Yes.
Where's my cat? You have a bet?
All right, Iron Sheik is not leaving the studio. And the door is closed. All right, it's clear. Get over there. Get over.
All right, let me get back up here. Dude, I swear to you, I thought it was a shadow of the microphone at first. Because I thought it was the mic bulb and the light right above
with a lot
him.
of lights in here.
So I'm looking, but at first I'm going, oh shit, I think the Sheik pissed his pants. And then E-Rock comes up and goes, the Sheik pissed himself. And I go, wait a minute, I thought that was a shadow. He goes, no, look, it's getting bigger. And the wet spot in front of his pants was getting bigger and bigger, dude. He just pissed himself. He pissed all over himself. And now the room smells like piss. Did you notice that too? The whole room smells like piss. And then the couch is wet. Dude, the Iron Sheik pissed in our studio. He pissed his pants.
Which makes it officially the best guest appearance ever. On the Opie and Anthony show.
Ever.
I think that is the best guest appearance ever, ending with a pissing of the pants. Bill,
Phil, take a seat. Bill Burr.
Do you know what we're talking
studio.
about? Huh? Do you know what we're talking about? Do you notice anything about the Iron Sheik?
Notice what happened there at the end?
Oh, that he had a bladder problem?
Yeah, there was
Come
a little...
on, dude. You know, it's like the guy fucking... I'd get tossed around one day like that, I'd shit myself.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, maybe
can't you say
I laid off the 8 beers in 10 minutes.
First of all,
how many beers did he have for
right
real?
now?
Did you see it?
In defense of us, we're all wearing jeans. The man has on slacks. There's no secrets when there's slacks.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it started growing. I saw it as a drop, and then I saw it manifest
it started
into
growing,
a puddle.
It started growing like the swine flu map that we're seeing on CNN.
It was.
I thought it was like spilling his beer on it. But if you notice, you notice when he talked, like his whole diaphragm.
Holy Jimmy has the best picture.
Was
ever.
it sweat?
Look at Jimmy's picture. Look at Jimmy's picture. Oh my God! The poor son of a bitch.
Hold on.
The poor son of a bitch. Oh my God!
I can't make fun of the Iron Sheik.
Wait, I got to get my picture. You guys continue.
No, dude, he wants a picture of both of you.
I can't. I have stuff to do.
Rich, talk about it.
Oh God damn it!
Let me
Rich
see.
Voss just showed me a picture of his shit.
I did that.
Oh, Jesus. You guys are weird, man. You're just fucking weird people.
What you guys? I never showed one shit picture in my life, Billy.
Listen, the thing,
I know,
you
but
know
you
what?
look at it like it's
I
the
don't- he
latest
shoved it in
Sports
my
Illustrated.
face.
You're a weird person,
He
Anthony.
shoved it in my face.
That
You said
character,
that perfectly.
that character in The Wrestler. You see The Wrestler?
Yes, I did.
The end character was
Yeah.
based on him.
That's
the guy
what
that walked
people
in with the flag.
Yeah,
not the
it's-
blonde, obviously.
It's kind of the, you know what it is though. It's kind of like Requiem for Heavyweight kind of a thing. You know, it's the every wrestler that went through that.
Sheik wants to know why you don't want to have a picture.
I have
We'll
great
talk for a minute.
pictures
We'll talk for a minute.
with the
He's coming
Sheik.
back in. He's coming
Yeah,
back
he wants
in.
a picture. The Iron Sheik.
Oh, come on. He wants a picture.
Yeah,
Shake his hand, too. He grabbed his junk.
Holy shit.
Shout the Iron Sheik.
Look, come on, the Iron Sheik. Picture with the Iron Sheik, Dad.
Opie.
He wants a picture with the Iron Sheik.
Opie, you got to get out of that group picture.
Oh, he's got his hand around Anthony's
Oh, my God.
Opie, you got to get in on this.
All right, I'll get it.
Come on, let's get it. Actually, good to see everybody.
Opie, one more. Get on there,
It's
I don't like you. I don't take pictures with you.
It's turning
All right,
into
I'll
a
take a
fucking
picture.
photo shoot.
Anthony and the Opie. All right. Opie's actually on the side where the Iron Sheik grabbed his dick with that hand. Oh, it's right in the back of his manager's neck.
One more. How do I zoom it?
Jimmy's just pointing to the wet spot on the Sheik's urine-soaked slacks.
All right.
Thank you up here, Anthony. God bless you. God bless you.
I'll see you, buddy.
Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, there goes the Iron Sheik.
Rich.
Fire
Wrapping
your
up another
manager.
fine
Rich, you know he
broadcast.
grabbed his dick with that hand. You just
That's
shook his
okay. I
hand.
probably would have grabbed it myself. He's famous.
What now?
Wait till I grab
All
Sandy
right,
Koufax.
well, we're wrapping up.
That's
So.
great. How do you not like that guy?
You know,
Did he grab it with that hit?
Yeah,
dude. I totally like. He went to shake my hand. I just patted him on the back with both of my hands. And went,
Oh my God! I
"Yeah."
just shook his hand.
You shook his
that's
hand.
that
You got-
hand he grabbed his leaky
He grabbed his
dick
dick
with.
with it. His leaking dick.
You're pointing at it.
Opie picture.
Dude, you're pointing. These pictures are.
Dude, let me see
They're
that one.
so.
Gotta see
They're
these
so
pictures.
cruel.
It's the worst of 2009.
Hey, it's Opie and Anthony welcoming all the new subscribers joining us after turning on their new XM and Sirius radios. Describe the show a bit. Wow. It's hijinks, shenanigans, and trying to keep our jobs. Thanks for checking us out. This is the worst of Opie and Anthony.
It's Opie and Anthony's Worst of 2009. Hosted by Sam and E-Rock. Whoop-ee. On the Virus, Sirius 197, XM 202.
It's the worst of 2009 countdown for the Opie and Anthony Show with Sam and E-Rock.
Well, Sam, it seems the tension among the staff is high yet again.
It started as a fight between Eric and Steve and degenerated into a fight with the entire staff and Steve.
All over Steve's poor choice of breakfast.
Cheeseburgers, and more. It's number 12 on the worst of 2009 countdown.
It's the worst of 2009.
Talking of food, I guess behind the scenes, all hell is breaking loose, Anthony.
Yeah, there's things going on.
And
I heard a discussion.
And I want to make it perfectly clear that me and Ant are bringing this to the air. Because these guys actually said, nah, don't do this.
No, we
we're
go
all
to the
right,
air.
Blah, blah, blah. We go to the air.
Yep.
What's going on? We said that E-Rock takes pictures of Steve's breakfast every morning,
Yes.
right? E-Rock,
Yes.
you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, for months now.
Yeah, I know. I've seen your pics on your Twitter.
And they're quite hefty breakfasts.
And it's just funny. I mean, if you're going to use Twitter, that's the way to use it.
Yeah.
Humiliate somebody.
That's what it's there for.
But he wasn't aware you were doing this?
Well, he knew earlier on that after the first time, I guess we mentioned that on the air that we were taking photos of his breakfast. So yeah, he was aware of this, and he never said not to in the past, right? So I kept doing it, and today just set him off because he said I put up with this long enough. I'm tired of this, and when this segment was done, I walked back to the office.
Wait, well, the picture was what? Some kind of omelet with a lot of
With ketchup on it.
A lot of ketchup, a whole thing of fries that would probably, honestly, feed a family of 4 as a side dish.
Fries and eggs?
And then some kind of like chicken
with lettuce, but there's
a-
a giant blue cheese. Like the chicken and lettuce would be fine. That should be the breakfast. The chicken, the lettuce, without the big packet of blue cheese dressing.
All those 3 together.
Who makes fries for breakfast though? Like where do you find a restaurant that'll put on the fucking fryer in the morning?
Yeah, fucking fries.
He's on some kind of weird diet. Exactly. I didn't make the look, Steve. Don't worry. E-Rock.
So I go back to the office, and I looked at Steve, and he wasn't looking at me.
By the way, it was a good bit for the show, and that's all. I explained this to E-Rock. I go, that's all I care about in the end is a good fucking radio show. You know, I can't be bothered with whose fucking feelings are hurt on a given day. We all take a turn, under the bus.
I want to look at the clock and see that 40 quality minutes just went by.
Yeah.
That to me is like, we're doing our job.
You know how uncomfortable I felt with my Dave Thomas theory? I fucking
It's
ate a shit sandwich
embarrassing.
this morning. Okay, I know it was. I know. Trying to show I'm smart by doing my Dave Thomas theory. Oof. You don't think I heated up inside?
Little warm.
Yeah, and that's what this show's about. I could care less if feelings are being hurt. Anyway, you rock.
So I walk in. He's not looking at me, so I kind of pat him on the back. I said, "Hey, sorry, Steve." And he says, "Don't fucking talk to me.
Oh, boy.
Don't fucking look at me. Stay the fuck away from me." That he had it. So I go, "Okay."
Was he looking in a mirror at the time? Just self-loathing. I know.
Jesus.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, see, but that's whatever.
Yeah. So he said all that
So
to
he
you.
said that, and I go, "Come on, Steve." And he goes, "No, I'm fucking tired of this." I said, "But I've been doing this for a long time, and you know that I've been doing this." And he said, "I've kept my mouth shut, and I'm not gonna."
Not in the morning.
Not gonna,
with all that.
And he's not gonna.
I know.
Jesus.
Sorry. Continue, E-Rock.
And he's not going to stand for this anymore. So I said, okay.
Wait, can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
And this is the point I was making to E-Rock during the commercials. Steve's saying that to E-Rock, who ate the biggest shit sandwich of the week with that virus bit.
Oh.
So he had no problem when you were under the bus, right?
Well,
taking a lot of shit from a lot of people.
Well, he said he felt bad, but that's where it
But it wasn't him.
No.
Once it's him, then that's when the problem occurs.
He doesn't like to be goofed on whatsoever.
He said he felt bad. He understood why I was upset, but what else was he going to do?
Right, okay.
So
I didn't, quite frankly. But I really didn't understand why you were upset. It was a funny bit.
Yeah, we like it.
It's
So-
like it's funny.
We do like the virus bit.
So Steve's really upset. So I go, okay. He just get the fuck away from me. So I walk out of the office and I walk into the second office where Sam is sitting.
And you were still near him.
Yeah. Well.
I know.
Maybe he's just super sensitive because that probe crashed into him earlier this morning.
I know.
Did they find water or what?
I found French fry oil.
Oh, man. What are you doing?
I know.
Jeez, Ed, come on.
Okay. Sorry.
Where's
Continue.
Ozone when you need him? Come on.
Come on.
So he says, get the fuck away from me. So I leave the office and head into Sam's office, which Steve then follows me into Sam's office. And I sit down, and he continues going after me, screaming at me, saying, fuck me, all the favors that he's done, and don't expect me to help you out with all this other shit anymore. I'm tired of this stuff. You better pick a side.
I know.
And I'm
Pick
like,
a side?
Steve, I'm trying to tell him this wasn't as bad as he's making this. Because out of everybody, I pick on him the least, and what I do to him is hardly really really bad considering what he gets on a daily basis.
What side,
right?
though? Wait a minute. Wait. There's fucking
what
sides
side?
being chosen? What did he mean?
Well,
Maybe he meant Eastern and Western Hemisphere. What side?
Well, he feels...
Are there teams here?
Oh, come on. We all know there's teams, Sam. Let's
No. I know that. I just wanted someone to say it.
We all secretly acknowledge that. I mean, come on. But somehow it works. Split right down the middle, too.
The Jets and the Sharks.
Right. That's the beauty of this show. It's pretty much split right down the middle.
But what about Steve?
That's the problem. He's not on one of the
He's
sides.
his own side?
There's a Team Anthony, there's a Team Opie, but then everyone gets along, but Steve doesn't feel like he's part of a team.
So it's like the whole show's on one side of a seesaw, he's on the other, and it's level? I know.
And that's just based on we just get along with members of the staff better than others. I don't hate anyone on the staff, to be honest with you.
Geographically, certain things work out better.
I don't
than
hate
others.
anyone.
Perhaps if Sam lived a little closer to me, he'd be my little twink friend.
Yay!
Yeah, instead of Opie's flunky. And if Danny didn't live in Queens and hop, skip, and a jump to my house, perhaps we wouldn't black out drunk together on the weekend.
There is free beer, so I'd probably make the trip.
How many for these teams? How many guys work here?
I know.
I only know like
Too
3.
many.
Like,
What is? I don't think that's even what Steve's talking about. Like, what is Steve referencing?
Wait, Sam's on it. Let's go.
Steve thinks
Look at Sam makes me sick. He's such a smarmy little dude.
He really is. He put his head down like I'm sorry to have to say this, but
they're
meanwhile,
asking.
he's happy as a pig in shit to mix
He's
this
chomping
up.
at the bit. He can't wait to get on
Mix
mic.
it up, you little prick.
You
Go
guys,
ahead.
you guys are confused. You're describing the Opie team and Anthony teams. Those are the on-air teams, not the behind-the-scenes teams.
Now there's a behind-the-scenes team, which is
well, I mean, there's a documented rift between Steve and Danny. So I would.
Well, we know that.
I would assume that it would be Team Steve and Team Danny.
Yeah.
Back there. So I think that was the team.
Is there members of Team Steve though? Behind the scenes?
Holy shit! Is anyone on Team Steve?
I think Steve felt that Eric was a member of Team Steve, and when Eric did what he did on the air, Steve felt he was maybe leaning over towards Team Danny. Although, since Eric also hates Danny, I doubt he's on that team too.
So how did that happen?
I don't think they hate each other that much.
Steve seems very nice to me. What does he do to have this going?
He doesn't want to be part of the fun.
Maybe I don't have to deal with it, like because I just come here to talk shit. But
so he followed you and started yelling and screaming. Sam, you saw this?
Yeah.
And you're saying Steve was
Look at Sam.
And you're saying Steve was way out of line?
Steve's a party pooper?
There was other people that
witnessed
this too out in the hallway.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm saying Steve was a bit over the top. He kept yelling at Eric and said that.
Scale?
I said
Can Steve fire anybody?
No.
Is he somebody's boss?
To be completely honest with you, if there's a lot of honesty today, he can't fire shit.
Oh, jeez.
You can't.
Steve's a
I thought
figurehead.
Steve can fire people.
Steve's a figurehead.
He's my superior.
What?
Definitely, yeah.
Shut up.
He is.
He can't fire
Steve can
anyone.
fire you?
I mean...
I know he can suspend you.
Okay, Danny.
I know. He can write reports on people.
No, people have...
To get to who?
Patrice.
To get to the next level boss up.
No, it ain't happening. Here's the deal with this place. A lot of people have like fake titles, but in the end, Ant and I run the entire company.
Yeah, we run the whole company,
For real.
actually.
For real.
Yeah.
No one's getting fired without our say.
Don't make me
Steve
go
can't
upstairs.
fire anyone.
No.
I mean,
He could-
Opie's the main boss, so...
He could suggest, hey, what about
Opie and
Anthony?
Anthony. I
See,
mean, Opie's
that was because of a team Opie
I know,
thing.
because he's
All
team
yeah.
Opie.
He just happened to be the one
Danny
who was
would say you're the
speaking.
boss, so it works out.
know.
Opie was just the one speaking at the time.
I hear ya.
If you had said that, I would have said Anthony's the main boss.
So there's no worry. And is this why Steve is not here right now?
I don't know why he hasn't.
No, but
while Steve was yelling at
down the
Eric,
hall.
he could suggest. I'll be fair. He could suggest a firing, but in the end, it's up to Ant and I who gets fired.
But if that's the case, everybody can suggest a firing.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. And then there's other bosses that
The
are higher.
janitor could suggest a firing.
Then there's other bosses that are higher than Steve that think they have power. It's a whole joke.
He's the eunuch
really is a
producer. He's like a eunuch.
I
Producer
know. I know.
Steve said he preferred to keep his head down and remain off the air.
head down into the plate of
No,
fucking
that's-
French fries.
That's what Trump.
I
Oh my God! This is brutal.
Why is it brutal?
It's so
This is
brutal,
what happens
man.
at every fucking workplace.
I guess you're right. You're just talking about it.
Steve prefers to do what his job is, you know, booking guests and making the proper phone calls and emails, but remain off the air.
Why do you say that with a smile, Sam?
I'm happy to be here. I'm at the Opie and Anthony show. You know, it's a good day for me every day.
So Steve will not be joining us on the air for this discussion?
Frankly,
that would drive
highly
Jimmy
doubt
nuts.
it.
You know, the person that would be pissed off by that the most would be Jimmy.
Norton
Jimmy
would
gets
be
fucking
losing his
furious.
You tell him to get his fucking ass down here. It's for the fucking show. It's for the show, the fucking asshole.
That's what Jimmy would be saying. He'd be very angry.
But that's Steve's prerogative. You know.
What a little.
I'm hurt for Steve because I know that Steve has to think that he's higher than these guys.
Yeah.
You would have to feel like he thinks he can more than suggest things.
No.
If Steve tells me what to do, I always do it. He is superior.
See, if something happens off the air, if there's an argument or some discussion off
Yes,
the air
yes.
that is, kind of nasty, then he could file a little report about the person.
And who gets it? You?
No, we wouldn't see. What are you?
Hey,
I'm going to look at a fucking report?
And
No, we'd get knocked upstairs.
Someone's asking about Roland because we said that no one gets fired without our approval. Roland didn't work for.
No, he didn't work.
He
for
worked
the
for
show.
another company that
he subcontracted.
kind of strong-armed the company CBS to not continue with Roland.
He was
They
a
wanted way too much
subcontractor.
money. And we're trying to get Roland hired here.
But yeah,
Kind of a different situation, to be honest with you.
no, there have just been things.
Oh, that's so funny.
Steve said Eric was kicking him in the dick.
Oh yeah.
You're kicking me in the dick.
He's like, how many times are you gonna keep kicking me in the dick?
Wow. Did you
Because
kick him in the
because of his breakfast?
Apparently, yeah.
You know what show he works for?
No.
This is easy
That's a
stuff.
hilarious breakfast, though.
That
This is
really
easy
is.
stuff.
It's a funny ass breakfast.
Something's going on deeper than this because this breakfast,
That's
there's
easy.
French fry. This is breakfast.
Dude, when you order a
Yeah.
watermelon, what's the
Chicken?
first thing we do? We make fun of you. Look at the
Who can get? Here's the thing. Here's the funny part. Who can get chicken, French fries, and eggs
Yeah, in
at
the morning.
breakfast time?
That's very
And
resourceful.
it's a hilarious breakfast with blue cheese.
It's a weird breakfast. It doesn't really make
It doesn't
sense.
make any sense, that breakfast.
He
Why
brings
is
it
he
in
so
from home.
ashamed of this
Oh, he
breakfast?
brings it from home. Oh, he brings it
Yeah,
from
it's deeper
home.
than that. Patrice is absolutely right because we all get smashed on this show.
He shouldn't be
Aye.
so hurt about this. This is
It's deeper.
this is some type of posthumous breakfast that he dedicates to somebody
Look at that breakfast.
that's not around anymore.
Look at that fucking breakfast. Two
is-
giant cheeseburgers.
Look at the angry bite marks.
Look at how those bite marks are like velociraptor.
angry.
Like a velociraptor got it.
Why wouldn't? First of all, I wouldn't. Every morning, here's the genius of Eric right now. Every morning, I would look at that and go, "What the fuck?
But
Who are you, man versus food, niggas?"
I think food's winning.
For the record, Patrice, a big guy, is laughing at all the fat jokes, okay? Because that's all it is.
Why is he upset about this? He's
there-
eating 2 hamburgers for breakfast.
There's a lot of
And we're not supposed to
animosity.
comment about that.
I believe he feels he is shat upon more than other people.
Steve is
not even
the
close.
only shitting I would say.
Not even close. I'll tell you right now.
As a fan of the show,
E-Rock gets shit on twice as much, and that's why it's so weird that Steve goes after E-Rock. Understand what E-Rock takes on a daily basis
Yes.
from this
as
radio
a
show.
person who's a fan and as a person who comes through, I'm not here all the time.
Yeah.
But from what I
Thank
can, and from what I understand,
I'd be a silent partner by Tuesday.
Eric gets fucked with a lot.
Yes.
Sam gets fucked with none. Barely none.
Well, because he
No,
postured.
yeah.
He postured
Danny
himself.
barely gets fucked with. Danny doesn't get fucked with. And Travis.
Travis gets fucked with because he's a little
Dude,
bitch.
it's not
he's
true.
a skinny little girl
But I'm
bitch.
saying
that
in terms-
he's a homosexual
Danny takes
that
a
married a girl just to prove that he wasn't homo, but he is, and his child isn't his.
Why do you keep kicking me in the dick?
I think the only thing Steve has is the gay voice thing. Is his only.
Yes.
Now he has.
Now he's got breakfast.
Now he has food.
Now he's got breakfast. Sam doesn't get fucked with that much because he's a smarmy motherfucker who could turn it right around. Danny doesn't get fucked with as much on the air because he just turns around and goes, "Go fuck yourself," and like it's the end of story. Like, hey, fuck you. And it's over.
You know what? That's not fair. You're simplifying it. Everyone gets fucked with. They really do.
But my point is,
They really
my point
do.
is, Steve does not get a whole lot of nothing except for the Steve voice.
Right. Yes.
That's it.
That's funny.
Gay.
But now he has the gay voice. Now he's the gay voice who eats 2 cheeseburgers.
Giant fucking bites out of cheeseburger.
And here's how big they are. They don't fit in the thing.
No,
so
they don't.
he ate them for him to fit in the thing.
He had to take 3 gigantic bites so it fits in the fucking plastic container. Because 2 won't fit. 1.5 fit.
How can he be so fucking upset about this? I want to know. Can you get him?
When he bought these, did he tell the guy he'll gladly pay him Tuesday for those today? I
Where's Steve, man? Can we talk to Steve, please? I don't make fun of this. I just want to know what's going on. Why the fuck is he so upset about
Let's
this?
get Steve in here and
There's a
and
deeper
settle
thing.
this.
He can't be upset about this. It's a giant. It's a half-eaten giant burger and a full giant burger.
Yeah, Steve, come on down here and explain.
It was an omelet, French fries, and a chicken salad
Yeah.
for breakfast.
Yeah. We got to, that's
In
got to be
Tupperware.
discussed. Why wouldn't we discuss that?
That he brings from home. He made 2 big sandwiches. Did he make these at the house? That he bought for breakfast?
Cooking up cheeseburgers at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, putting them in Tubbywear.
And trust me, this is not.
I don't like food
this
that
is not
much
a diet.
to cook at 4 in the morning.
No.
These are if there were 2 hamburgers with no bun, I would say okay, he's doing some Atkins, but
I don't know.
Oh, I don't see.
the French fries fucked it up.
So E-Rock, how did it end?
Well, that was sort of the end of the first fight. He left the second office and went into back into our office and just wasn't talking at all. Then during one of the commercial breaks, I'm down here and I'm talking with Sam about doing something for the weekend, and he goes, "Come here," and he pulls me away from everybody down the hallway, and I was pretty much told to shut up and listen while he just unloaded on me.
Wow.
Stating that
Pointing and waving.
pointing that little crazy psycho dead stare right through you kind of thing, just pointing.
I know.
Just
man.
Yes,
I'm very familiar with this talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the point
I
where
know.
he's sweating
Yeah,
as he's talking because he's really intense.
Now he's coming.
And this was a different Steve than I've seen on a
Really?
daily basis.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay, and I sat there.
Play the
and-
Darth Vader
Make sure
march
you leave
music
the
right here. Look at this.
Darth Vader
This motherfucker. Dun,
music.
dun, 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 dun. Oh shit.
Here's just so we're all abundantly clear what I said to Eric. It was, I got my finger right in his face, looked at him as if he was a piece of fucking hamburger that had just been ripped through. And, I said, I'm a good guy, and I will continue to be a good guy to you until you fuck with me one too many times.
Kick
And then
you in
I
the
will,
dick.
yeah, exactly. And then I will
then
direct
you
all
will-
of that
and-
good guy
yes.
energy to fucking with you.
And then you will
nonstop.
suggest that something happens to him.
No, I'll just start doing it.
No,
I
you
am a vindictive motherfucker when I get screwed with.
But okay, now 2 things. One, that's interesting. Because I've been finding out the politics. I mean, you'll get along. I like Steve, man. I would never had a problem. But they say you only have the power of suggestion.
Yeah, basically. Basically,
Basically, you're
Yeah.
a magician in here when it comes to them. So basically, what could you do to really fuck with them if you have nothing more than suggestion?
It's not so much fucking with them like within here. You can't really do anything. You're completely castrated in here. Nobody has any power.
Okay.
Nobody has any power. But I'm the first person a lot of times that people come to and, hey, can you get me into this event? Hey, can you get me tickets to this event?
Okay.
Who does that? And
you're like fucking Morgan Freeman from Shawshank. You get things, and
I'm
now
the
you
first
say
person
fuck that.
on the phone with publicists and
I'll get you a rock hammer.
And ticket brokers and people that need free shit. I'm happy to do it. all of a sudden, let's fuck with him a little bit. The guy that gets the free shit, let's go fuck with him a little bit.
But wait a
really?
minute, Steve. I haven't asked you for tickets to
This week.
No. When did I ask you for tickets to an event?
I don't, dude. It's not.
No,
so
you
much,
brought it up. Bring it. Tell me when I asked you.
It's not tickets.
Yeah,
With
I've
you,
never
it's
asked
not
for anything.
tickets.
What do I ask you for? I know
let's see.
one thing, and it wasn't even for me.
What? Stargate fucking box sets?
No, that came from the publicist.
Now, do you hear the stuttering in Eric's voice a little bit right now? You just stuttered a little bit, dude.
It's taking advantage. It's taking advantage of someone's good nature who is happy to fucking do stuff for you until, bing, there's a little needle.
Dude, I never do anything to you. That's the one thing that I've been doing for the longest time.
And I know you've been doing it for the
and
longest
you haven't said one word
Now,
that this was a
let's
problem.
get to the real thing.
Yeah, what's the
Why
problem with the
are
bed?
you upset? First of all, I've seen a picture of your breakfast.
Yeah.
2 giant hamburgers.
You're right. It's usually something
And
I didn't eat the night before.
French fries,
Yeah.
an omelet, and a chicken salad sandwich or something.
Yeah, something like that. Honestly.
Why are you upset that is out there?
Because I'm a fucking addict who is able to kick every other fucking thing that he's been addicted to, but he hasn't been able to fucking deal with this one yet. So, for some reason, that one strikes a nerve. Because I got over it once, dropped, a pile of weight, got fucking surgery, and then when I stopped drinking, I jumped over to this
So
addiction.
this is a little pity party for yourself. You can't.
No, that's not a pity party at all. It's
I
not a
think
pity
that
party at all.
help the ridiculousness of this will help you in the long run.
No. I'll tell you something. My old man when I was a kid...
It's helping me, nigga. 'Cause
No. Here's
you
something.
got that giant hamburger.
When I was a kid, my
in a
old man
bowl.
used to tell me, to my face, the world does not respect fat people. You'll never get married. You'll never get a job. No one will ever love you. I ballooned up to 400 pounds by the time I was 23 years
And you
old.
found out that he was right. So you
No,
lost
I
weight.
actually- no.
400-pound motherfuckers.
after.
It's difficult.
You wound up achieving everything except for the people liking you.
Right. Thank you.
So you're fat. So Steve, this fat issue.
No.
This is, and I'm not being funny, man. Usually fat dudes,
jolly,
because we have the ability to be other than fat. I mean, I know personality-wise, you got to be a little above notch if you're fat. Why? That's like such a man. I don't want to say woman, but it's such a how women get depressed about fatness. Dudes get depressed about fat a little bit more dudish.
Different.
Like you should be able to see that this is funny.
Yes. Intellectually, I see it. Emotionally, I don't.
So So you should really.
Yeah, but the problem is E-Rock went through the same shit this week. He didn't like the bit he was involved with.
Eric's a perpetual victim, unfortunately.
But you're being one too right now. Though.
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
You're
Not
being,
at all. How so?
You're being a victim right now.
How so? How
you're
so
being
am I
a
being
victim
victimized?
because you told us once upon a time I was a little boy who my father told me this.
You asked what was behind it. I'm
Yes.
telling you what was behind it.
But that
How is that?
behindedness is, and I'm not saying
But
you're
you asked.
perpetual, but you're victimizing yourself because you're angry emotionally about this. It's not personal. This is internal. He just clicks. It's not his fault that you're having this issue.
No, it's not his
with the
fault that he's having
food.
this issue. He's what he's doing is instigating. What he's doing is acting as a catalyst.
Now, did you know that he had this issue with his size, the
No.
way he does?
No.
It's now he does. If he
and
does it
there's
again,
been-
then
Now
it's
he
a different
does it, and
story.
he'll do it twice
Yeah,
as much.
now he does, and he'll do it twice as much.
There's
Thank you.
been times too I've seen some of the horrible shit that he was eating, and I'd say, Steve, with your surgery and everything else, are you supposed to be eating the bread? Are you supposed to be doing this? No, I'm not. I've talked to him about this a few times, and that added with he knew I've been doing this for a while. Now today, everything just fucking hit, and he went off.
You're a victim, E-Rock.
Apparently.
No, I'll defend yourself.
You want a rape kit? You could swab your ass and
No.
get some DNA.
No,
Victim. Victim.
That shit is
His new
hilarious,
character,
Steve.
Victim.
That fucking hamburger has
Yeah,
it could be
you know what?
Victim.
Again, intellectually, you're right.
Victim.
You're right.
Victim.
I get it.
Now
I
you're
get it.
victim.
He just touched the nerve.
Yes, he
Now
tweaked
you're
the fucking
victim.
nerve. And you know what you do? I used to work on fucking Lansdowne Street. You know what the hardest bitch is? I used to work on Lansdowne Street every fucking night.
And Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every fucking night. Do you know what a joy it is? Boring.
Oh shit! Wow.
This is something Patrice
I didn't
can
even see your hand move. Wow! God damn! Holy shit! Oh my God!
That was bad, man.
Why are you reaching for your little machine, man?
No, I want to prove that.
No, really. Steve's opening up.
Steve.
It's about time he opens
Oh
up. So
my
why don't we
God, man!
Lansdowne Street?
Don't be.
No, it's boring.
Once upon a time.
It's fun.
Oh, fuck balls. Steve, I swear to God, call me off air. I want to talk to you, man. Fuck that.
Why is E-Rock hiding his face? Because he's embarrassed that he's a victim?
He's victim.
Victim.
I just got it.
Why are you laughing at that? That hurts E-Rock.
Dumb.
But that's what we're getting at. That hurts him personally.
I love Vic.
He doesn't want to be called Victim.
Vic Dumb. Best name ever. Hey, Vic.
Mr. Dumb.
God damn it.
Table's ready. So Lansdowne Street. Look, I'm not even
Anyway,
close to
forgot-
buttons.
You said you worked on Lansdowne
I
Street.
worked on Lansdowne Street, and I was huge then. So, but when somebody fucks with you when you're working in that place, what can you do?
You punch him in the face.
As hard as you fucking can.
Right.
You can't do that anymore in civilized walking upright
No.
person
How
society.
much weight have you gained back since the surgery? Since your smallest?
Since my smallest, about 50 pounds. Probably 40, 50 pounds.
That's not a complete.
No,
falling
it's
off.
not. But it's still. It's fucking.
Some coke.
No? Oh, okay.
I'm an addict. I don't do that shit. I can't do that shit.
No?
My sister died of a drug overdose, so I don't do that shit.
Coke in moderation? You ever hear anybody? I do coke in moderation.
One nostril a week.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't
Nah.
do that. So
it was a
now
joke.
with
Never suggested
my inherent developed ability, obviously this is years ago, to deal with people on a confrontational level taken away. I'm not as witty as these guys. I'm not, and I'm not as witty as you or Ope or Ant or Jimmy. So I really can't hold my own in here. So,
But you say you're not as witty as Eric?
I'm not talking about Eric. I just pointed at. I'm sorry, Patrice.
It's Vic.
Yeah,
Vic
I'm sorry.
Dumb.
I was Patrice. I clearly pointed at you, Open Ant, and referenced Jim, who isn't here.
Pitted. So pitted.
So pitted.
This is crazy, man.
So what is it? What
This
is
is
it
fucking
like?
crazy.
Like, you must understand that is not a good breakfast.
Absolutely.
So why not just not have the French fries?
Most days I throw them out. I bring them here. I don't eat them.
Yeah.
I throw them out. And the
And
fact that
I
I'm bringing them
understand
here,
his addiction, by the way.
That's-
I'm a
Anthony.
full-
But I understand too. But it's like falling off the wagon. You gotta like get back on. Now there was a point you're working out. You're fucking.
Right.
You weren't. You were big guy. Muscles and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then you pack on a few pounds, and then you must realize and go, all right, I gotta do something about this.
Now your woman she was a trainer, right?
she is. She's
She's a
she's
trainer.
pregnant now, but she's a fitness model and a female bodybuilder. Yeah.
So as soon as y'all have the baby, you're gonna
She'll
get
be
right
back on
and you'll
stage,
be,
yes.
but you'll be right back doing her. She makes you do your thing, right?
Truthfully, I've asked her to help me get my shit back together because I didn't like the way I looked, but I've been fucking sliding like crazy.
Anthony, Susan Waldman just saw a picture of Steve's breakfast.
Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh no! Oh no!
E-Rock's a victim. That's all
Vic
Vic.
Dumb.
Dumb.
I love Vic Dumb.
What's up, Vic?
Victor Dumb. Dr. Van Dum. Victor Van Dum. That's terrible, man.
Jean Claude Van Damme. No.
E-Rock?
E-Rock, comment? No.
Do you feel like you're a victim?
Today I do, yes.
Today?
Why today? It's not even about you today.
Oh, okay.
Like earlier in the week, yeah.
Only you can fix yourself, Steve. Let's see.
You do realize
Fat
that
is like a
you're
universe full of
overreacting with
bubbles.
these
Yeah.
pictures, right?
I'm also completely irrational and crazy.
All right, fair enough.
What was that?
I'm irrational and crazy.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, I've never debated
Nice
that
clip.
fact. The fact that I walk in here and on multiple occasions have thought about eviscerating somebody with my bare fucking hands.
see his eyes.
That's real
I've never
healthy.
seen his eyes
Especially
like this.
for a person in a leadership role. It's very healthy.
Go cry in your
wait
burger.
a minute,
Yeah,
wait a
from
minute, though,
designated
Danny.
wise ass over there.
Hey, I'm just stating the obvious and fact.
Danny doesn't like me, so anything anything he
And
says.
pause
you have to
for the course, Buster.
Can this be? He called him Buster.
Buster? Yeah. Danny's the most disrespectful shitmouth on the entire staff, so
Hold on.
anything that he says has to be
Hold
taken
on
with
there,
several...
Chief.
Yeah.
Buster.
Hold on there, Chief.
Yes.
Let's just. Hey, wait a second, champ.
Allie.
Can this thing
just used the
ever
word
be fixed?
Buster?
You know what? I extended an olive branch a few weeks ago, and Danny
was
subsequently wiped his ass with it.
What was that? What
I
olive
offered
branch?
to speak. I wrote you a polite email and said, you know what? It's been a while since we spoke. I think you and I should really have a conversation.
I don't talk to people who almost punch me in the face
Dude,
and try
you
to get
are
me
lucky
fired.
I never
So.
connected and knocked your fucking
No,
teeth
you're
out.
lucky.
No, I'm
You're
not.
lucky.
Dude, I would... The reason your attitude is so shitty, I think, is because you've never had your ass properly fucking handed to you.
Yeah, because that's how you solve problems with people that you have
Yes,
disagreements with. Is
absolutely.
That you just fling hard meat into their faces.
Yes.
That's not the way things work.
No, or you take their ass and smash them as hard as you can against the fucking wall.
Steve, that's
until
a
they lose
very
consciousness.
unhealthy. It's an unhealthy attitude to have about disputes and disagreements.
Oh, it fixes them real quick, though. It fixes them right fucking quick.
No, Steve, it doesn't fix anything.
Because the one person is unresponsive and in a fucking coma.
And then you're out of a job.
You're out of a job. You go to jail, and I
No.
sue your balls off.
Sue
So
me
who
for
wins?
what?
So
I'm
who
fucking
wins?
broke. Sue me
Right.
for what?
Show you.
Enjoy.
So who wins? So then who really wins? So
Me.
keep settling all your disputes and arguments with your big meat fists and see where that gets you.
You know what, though? But Danny,
You're gonna be okay.
this is unfair, dude. You're both playing this. This is wrong for you.
Bud, what's your problem?
It's wrong for how you doing.
I hate this place.
And it's wrong
seriously.
for how he's threatening you, but it's wrong how you're doing
A
him.
Negro.
With a guy that just said he's just not going to be a witty guy with you.
A Negro.
Y'all should just stop, man.
That's fine. Look, I know Steve for a very long time at this point.
There's no way to
And I
fucking be
think-
friends
and
again.
to be honest, no, I don't think so because there was a point in time where Steve really, I feel that he really fucked me really bad, and I was really pissed, really pissed off. And
was that?
ever since
Do
that
you
day,
feel like you fucked him bad?
No, I didn't.
So then
that was,
it's
that
never
was the
gonna-
day I
yeah,
took him and
yeah.
just threw him in the fucking garbage because I was like, you know what, if that's the way you're going to be, bro, then I don't
Because
really
he
need to talk
accepts
to you.
absolutely no responsibility for his actions. So when I had to answer for him,
That's what we need. Big fight.
Well, Buckaroo.
yeah.
Wait, what happened though?
Buster.
Oh, I made some comments about his website, and he didn't
No,
like it. So
that's not.
That is
that's
exactly
not
what
it
happened.
at all. That is not it at all.
All right, well,
Not
prove,
at all.
I always wondered what the big issue was.
We'll prove it any
I
other way.
I honestly don't remember, but there was something that I can't fucking talk about, unfortunately, because it's a matter of corporate bullshit. But it had nothing to do with a comment you made about the website. It was something that I was questioned about regarding your behavior, and I had to answer for. It got you in trouble. You thought I did it fucking deliberately.
You did because it was like a day later. Steve.
It's nothing worse than not being able to sock a guy who's like fucking
And I'll tell you
saying, I'll fucking sue you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll fucking sue you. Do you know what fucking enrage that elicits?
It's nothing worse than a guy that goes, "You're a fucking nothing because you want to hit me. You're a Neanderthal, fat man. Now eat your burgers." And he just wants to toss this nigga through a wall. and he fucking can't. How you feel, Buster? I didn't realize.
Look, not for nothing, but you know,
That's just so fucking annoying.
Razzle dazzle. I did a lot of stuff for Steve before this internship ever materialized. It was all pro bono stuff. I worked for his website, did some writing and stuff for him, you know, and that was very nice. And so I felt to be treated in this respect back, I felt was really fucked up, and it was just a smack in the face because he got his feelings hurt personally.
No,
So
that wasn't
that's
it.
It is it, Steve.
That isn't it.
This has been
Oh my
years,
God, you're
hasn't
so
it?
wrong.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How could you fucking? This is amazing.
Sam just goes, oh yeah, like he puts a sad face on Sam, like, oh, this is, I can't even be in the same room as, oh, this is so upsetting to me.
Sam has a boner that he's holding with his
Sam's like
pants
one of
waist.
Star Trek monsters that gets strength from this. like people fighting, he gets actual strength.
Somewhere in the sewer system of New York City, there's orange goo that's bubbling.
Sam is such a piece of shit.
Fucking piece of shit.
I will accept that criticism. I will accept that.
How does Vic Dumb feel about it?
He enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
I heard him laugh.
That was funny.
I didn't think it would get it to be the Steve Danny thing though again, because that's
It
always getting brought up.
fucking
It always
It
is.
always circles
You
around
two
to that.
have a very volatile work relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, one wants to sock the other,
Yeah.
and the other one goes, "Please do."
Yeah,
and you're
please do,
fucking
so I
out
can
of here.
sue you into even further bankruptcy.
Steve's
Well, I got news for you, buddy. If you did, that's what I do.
Well, good luck.
How professional is it for a guy who's the executive producer of the show to raise a fist to someone else? How fucking professional is that?
At the time, it felt like the best thing in the world.
But is it professional, Steve?
I don't get this whole fucking room isn't professional. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the least professional environment you could possibly work in.
So then you're saying that it's.
I bet you
dude,
Danny,
you win. You know what? You win,
Danny
bro.
would go.
It's like arguing
if he
on the
hit him.
internet.
If Steve hit Danny, Danny would go. Oh, you did it now, pal. Now you done it, pal.
Dude, I've got pissed off around this place before, and never once have I thought that a rational reaction would be to raise my fist to somebody. I've never once thought that was going to be the proper road to go down in any dispute or disagreement that has ever happened in this building or in the XM building. Ever.
When's the last time you had a really nasty fist fight and got your face kicked the fuck into a curb? Seriously. Did
That
it
is
ever
not
happen?
dude. That is not the end all and be all
No,
of everything.
you're not answering
Fists
the question.
do not solve problems, Steven. They don't.
do.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes they really do. And the fact that you can't answer that question means you probably never have.
Between Quentin
So you're right,
Jackson
I need a
and
good
Chuck
ass
Liddell,
whipping,
Yes.
and that'll whip me right into shape.
Yeah,
It'll
he'd be
fucking,
better off
it'll
if he
fucking
got
instill
punched
a
in the
sense
face.
of humility that you've never fucking had. I have been hit so fucking hard that I couldn't see straight.
I don't care.
Good. Well, good. Good. You know
I
what?
don't
That
care.
that says a monumental amount. You're indifferent and you're a fucking wise ass.
No, your world is completely different than mine. My world doesn't revolve around physicalities, and yours does.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Yes, it does. That's your whole argument.
You have a massive problem with authority. You hate people who fucking even remotely exemplify a father figure. You fucking hate them.
Wow, no, that's dude. Now you're bringing your own things out
No,
to the
I'm not.
open.
No, I'm not. Look, every fucking reaction to an authoritative decision, this guy fucking
Get my
acts like
dad
he
on
just
the phone.
pissed in his cornflakes.
Get my dad on the phone. We'll talk about how much I hate my daddy and how I have daddy issues.
Everybody in this fucking room has daddy issues.
You have daddy
don't.
issues? You want to
None.
come over? You want to come over, Danny? I love that.
I don't have a
It's hot.
daddy issue. My dad's dead, and I fucking loved him the whole time. What the fuck are you talking about?
One exception.
I have mommy issues.
Great.
Right?
Steve.
Oh, Travis is here. Holy shit.
Whoa, Travis left the other room.
I'm in here now.
Wait. I gotta be on Steve's side. This is Attack of the Nerds. and Steve is ogre. And he can't. What Steve does is take nerds and throws them through a window.
Steve is ogre.
And, and steps on his fucking Terminator doll that he built. And
Travis just tagged in. No,
he did. This is fucking.
Who's at your station right now, Travis?
Yeah, people. A million people right
I can't let this happen because this is about to be. It's Lilliput. It's like
Lilliput.
He's Gulliver. It's Gulliver. It's like they now they on him with the I'm
The
gonna fucking
Lilliputians.
poke you shit. And he can't do shit to him.
What does Travis have on this whole thing?
I just want to know what he's got
You know
on
what?
him.
I completely disagree with Steve. I completely agree with Danny, and I'm tired of when Steve comes in here and he just dismisses Danny's opinion as Danny hates me. Well, here I am, and I think that if you punched me in the face, nothing would change. You would be out of a job, and I would still be here.
You'd be in a coma.
More civil suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Punching me in the face or punching Danny in the face is not going to solve anything. You would be
Terry
out of a
Schreiber.
job.
Silence is one of the
You know what?
parties.
You would be out of a job,
But he
This is the most
doesn't.
ridiculous
He's
argument I've
not
ever
gonna
been part of.
He's not gonna ever punch you. He doesn't think about punching you. It's that the way he is.
No, he thinks of punching
punching
him.
is flying,
No,
but
he
he'll
does.
never
Travis?
do it.
No.
And that's
he
not
doesn't.
healthy for a
That's the thing.
boss to
It's
do.
not
That's not
Travis would,
healthy.
Travis would be at a station going,
you fuckers.
That's not healthy. I completely agree that by an executive producer saying I'm irrational and crazy and I'll threaten to punch you in the face, that's not healthy. That's not what
no one
a
wants
boss
to work
should
under
do.
those circumstances.
How's anyone going to respect that?
Why do you
Seriously.
look and feel like Richard Dreyfuss right now? you sound like Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws. You're not gonna until something comes up and bites you in the ass.
You got it. No, wait. You got any better suggestions?
Is this the black girl body slam incident, by the way?
What?
Wow, I just shut down the show.
Holy
no,
wow.
the legal thing.
What?
No.
All right.
No.
Is anybody?
It was before that.
Leave Steve alone.
Which one was it?
Why don't y'all apologize? What the
Ralphie
fuck?
May finger in the butthole incident?
No fucking way, no
So
fucking
Danny,
way, no fucking way,
nothing
no
can
fucking way,
happen.
no fucking way.
Nothing happened. What?
Nothing can happen to make this stop. Nothing.
I don't think so. Oh no.
If he says, I'm very sorry for that. Nothing.
I mean, we work together. We have to work together. But aside from that,
but I'm saying not to just be like cool.
Wait, dude, this is.
It seems like dudes just don't stay mad
very,
at each other when
surface.
one goes, "I'm sorry."
This is very surface.
No, this is deeper than that. This has been going on for a while.
It's a weird thing to be around somebody like that.
Years, actually.
I couldn't work. I'd be like, damn, how could you come? How if I came in, if I found out like you go, if I go, you just go, I hate Patrice.
Yeah.
I come in and I go, this motherfucker hates me. Like, I'm gonna remove myself from this situation. Like,
Steve, how are you gonna
how
deal
can
with?
you be funny and fun with somebody that you?
I know.
Steve, how are you gonna
How
deal
could
with
you
your
do
own
that?
child? Are you gonna beat him up if he if he doesn't listen?
Oh,
well, then
my
why?
God! Holy
But I mean, it's a fair point.
But it is a fair point because by your
child abuse,
by your argument, you're saying, well, you know, you don't listen. So my reaction to that is I'll punch
so
you.
if you have it in you to like work it out a different way with your own child when your
My
child
boy,
is born, why not with
me?
Why not with
No,
your
absolutely
fellow employees?
different case entirely. I learned a whole. I was.
Why
taught,
can't you bring
Nah,
some of
it's
those
different.
skills to the workplace then? And not
I
work,
bring a lot of. I actually, you know,
and work
look,
on the fact that physical violence isn't going to get
physical
these
violence
guys
is
working
the final
any harder.
5% of any confrontation resolution. Okay, you try to resolve it every other way before it would ever get to that point, obviously. But the fact that
So you're getting close to punching someone because everything else isn't working.
He's at
no, it's just
94.
you realize that some battles aren't
And
worth
with
fighting.
everybody piling on, he's getting close to coming in with 3 cheeseburgers. He's gonna sit down. And he's gonna fucking just light this studio up with some fucking 511s. You know what I'm saying? If he's starting to feel a little bit piled on, because here it comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you really got to fix this.
So the way Patrice is seeing it, it's everyone else's fault except.
And it's
Steve.
a bunch of I'm on both sides because I've learned that way, but it's really difficult when you're physically a big dude and dudes approach you with fuck the fact that everybody can't fight or whatever, but dudes understand dudes. It's like you can't just be a dude and not accept the motherfucker's apology if he apologizes. Now I'm not saying that he did, but fuck that. If I go, man, I'm sorry, you have to go, man. You gotta somehow embrace that. 2, the idea of not fighting. It's just dudes. We think about that. That's how we roll. We might fight, and for other dudes to go, "I'll sue you, motherfucker."
Yeah.
It just ain't cool as dudes. This is non-dude shit. To Eric and everybody, and Sam's out of it because Sam's just that kind of witty, I guess. But the motherfucker, I understand what he's saying. I understand what they're saying, but this ain't dude shit. That's the thing, man. You can't be friends or around each other talking about I'm going to sue you there. That's bitches, man.
He's not my friend.
But you are, though, because you're hurt.
Coworker.
I was hurt 2 years ago. I don't give a shit anymore.
But see, you do because you're not over it. That's what I mean.
Completely over it.
You're not over it because you won't embrace
No, because it's like
being
this.
friends again.
That was one thing 2 years ago. There's a million things every day. There's a million things every day.
It's
All right, fair enough, man.
It's like people that aren't
That's
friends but have to work together, not liking each other. Then you don't.
So how do they work
you're
together?
not
What's the
bros.
example of you working together?
Working together.
Steve and Danny.
Sam runs to the mic. Old instigator Sam.
You have to understand. There's two. You see, we have two offices here. Danny's in one office. Steve's in the other office. They don't mix. There's no talking. There's no
So
communication.
what's the work? When do they connect as workers?
They don't.
You're watching it.
I mean,
This is
even
it right
even
now.
the paperwork. Like, when does it? Is it 3 degrees of separation from them where these two have to collaborate to make
There's
this
never
show
a
go
time
on?
where paperwork transmits from his office to our office. Like, everything is
So
very
you don't work
self-contained.
together.
No, we do not work
You're
together.
just dudes that exist in
Sometimes-
the same space.
He'll tell me that, like, the guest has arrived, and that's that.
We'll have a staff meeting once a week with all the staff and the bosses. Steve will say what he's been doing. That's news to Danny because they don't communicate whatsoever. Which might be better.
It's not so much that
So they
there's no
don't
communication.
work. So they're not co-workers. They just both get paid by Sirius XM and go home.
Steve will go through me to tell Danny something.
It's like a sitcom.
And then he'll
But
tell,
not
then he'll tell,
anymore,
but then he'll
because
tell
we
me that
found
we
out
don't
you'll
communicate.
sue him, too.
No, and that'll come up. That'll come up
have to
in
ask
this.
Travis, like when I need to get Danny's attention.
Let me
like,
ask you a question, Steve. Seriously, a serious question.
Yes.
When Ope wasn't in the other day, okay, why would you hand CDs to everybody else but me?
Because they were on this side of the room and closer to get to.
Oh, no,
Well,
don't
okay.
be like that. You didn't do it on purpose.
Well, then when have you
Steve.
ever handed Danny a CD when he's sitting here?
I stopped doing it. I don't know how many years ago.
So then why would you do it?
It was
when
it
Ope
was,
wasn't
it was
here?
calculated and deliberate, and just admit the fact that you would rather not communicate with me.
Correct.
Fine. That's fine. That's all I have. That's it.
Steve's not defending himself. Well, I think that he doesn't give Danny the CDs.
So then don't tell me that I don't communicate at my review next time.
But you know, it's also I hand something to
Where's
Danny
Rich
and I
Voss
get
and his abs when you need 'em?
the Danny
Rich
eye roll
Voss and his
whatever.
abs.
The Danny eye roll whatever.
That's what Steve's
Yeah, thank
issue
you.
is.
When I-
Steve,
dude,
he
if we
thinks
don't-
that you
if
don't
we-
give him stuff.
Wait, what?
Steve thinks that if he hands you stuff, it won't get to Opie.
When have I
That's-
ever not? What has never
I don't
never
know. I don't
not
know,
made it
because
in? Like I
I've
don't
never-
understand what.
No,
Sabotage.
Yeah,
Wow,
I never
that's
thought.
this is fucking a.
I never
this is
thought
a, this is a
levels
movie.
of fucking
Yeah, I never
shit
thought
going
James
on here.
Bond shit.
Yep, sabotage.
And you think what I'm thinking? 10-second rant
Stiff
time?
drink. Oh, and we should all smile now.
10-second tirade.
Tirade? It's a 10-second tirade?
I think Steve and Danny should each get one, then smile at each other afterwards.
Ooh, you want to do
No,
that,
because there
Danny?
won't be a smile at the one, so it won't count.
Oh,
okay.
So you don't
shit.
play along with the 10-second tirade?
Nope.
Do
not
it,
this
baby.
one.
They doing it. No.
Danny could smile and you could look at the teeth you're going to knock out.
Oh, Steve is just the lack of physicality that Steve can't have right now.
It's got to be frustrating
I
as hell.
think he would, if he could choke Danny, he would then,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if Danny hated him, he'll be like, dude, I'm sorry every day, just to get
It would
that
look-
fucking energy
It would
out.
look like the beginning of No Country for Old Men with the cop on
Oh, and
the
he
floor.
just-
Like Danny would be kicking
and
and,
he's just
leaving
looking
scuff
straight up
marks
in the air.
on the floor, and Steve would just be like, "Ah," just fucking choking the shit out of him. And then he'd go along to everybody else and put that bolt through our heads.
Hey, Danny, what's the most? You never lost anything in a coin toss, have you?
Vic? You got anything, Vic?
Vic Dumb.
No, I'm not allowed.
Vic Dumb.
I'm not allowed to talk to Steve until I can figure out a way to properly apologize to him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, have you thought about it yet?
No, not yet.
Well, you go home and think about
Are
it,
you
young
gonna
man.
think about it?
He's dumb. He wants
It's Vic Dumb. He's going to go home and think about something like fucking cotton
both
candy
both
and
guys
Ferris wheels.
have a point, man.
Wait, is
I'm
E-Rock
on,
are you
both
gonna apologize
points.
to Steve?
No, man.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Whose side you on?
I don't see it happening.
Whose side am I on?
Why would you-
I'm on the side
why
of
would
me
you-
getting into
why
my
would
fucking
you?
truck and going home
You're
to
right, I
my
wouldn't.
lovely house.
I'm on the
and
side of
having
them
a stiff drink.
cutting the copy that they have
Whose
to
side
cut
you on,
because-
Ope? Who you think should apologize?
Well, first E-Rock should apologize to Steve.
No, that ain't happening. I thought about getting him an apology gift, but if I put cheeseburgers down on his desk, I thought he would get upset.
I'll be honest. I am biased because I've had personal run-ins with Steven behind the scenes, things that don't want to discuss.
Which makes you believe in
but
the-
that no.
Yeah.
It's just I have a hard time being sympathetic. I think we understand each other. We work together. We were very good friends, like at NEW and stuff like that. But things just happen. Things happen. We'll just say that. And Danny is a very close friend of mine. So I'm a little biased, so I can't really.
I think
Okay, this is a preponderance of the evidence
No,
too. This is crazy because it makes
Patrice.
Steve look bad.
No, I'm not trying to make Steve look bad. I'm just saying what
he
the facts is.
he just loses friends.
here's the problem.
But
Steve
no,
has
this
Steve
is
has
just what it is.
Steve has a major problem. because the staff doesn't like him or respect him. And I don't know how it got to this point, but Steve's got a major problem. You got a major problem.
I have sat down each member of this
So
staff.
you did something because these guys don't like you.
Oh, it is a rise up right here.
I guess you don't have to like.
They'd frag you if it was Vietnam.
and I guess, and you don't have to like the guy that you know.
Sergeant Barnes, baby.
And you don't have to like the guy that's higher than you in the hierarchy of a fucking workplace, but it goes way deeper than that. Steve did
wants
something.
to walk. Now, if we left this room now and he locked the door, Steve would sit them all down deaf. Now, what you all know about that? He'd kill him.
That's my honesty right there. Steve's got a major issue with these guys.
You know what? To my
that goes
face,
way
they will,
past
they
the
will
workplace
contradict
fucking.
Yeah, I know you loved Stunt Brain. You want a piece of me?
Like if it was
Take
one
a swing at me.
If it was one guy, then okay. But it seems like these guys are in agreement.
Well, if that's the case, then everybody lies.
Remember that scene?
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
You fucking up the machine. When the machine breaks down, we break down. And I ain't gonna let that happen, boy. Now go ahead, y'all love Steve. Go ahead.
I don't know, Steve. I got
I'm
a
here,
bad
fellas.
feeling about
I'm
this
here,
one.
fellas. Kill me.
So what
Kill
do you,
me.
So what do you say, Bob? Get the day off? I got a bad feeling about this Friday.
I got a bad feeling about this one.
I don't think I'm gonna make it out of here.
I don't think I'm gonna make. We all gotta die sometime, Travis.
Holy shit!
Fucking Steve wants to put a hole in somebody's ass.
Steve been shit on 6 times and he's still here. You can't shit on Steve.
Let's have Sam talk for the group. Sam. Because Danny comes from a place where we're not sure where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Technically. E-Rock is too much of a pussy to speak up.
He's a victim.
He's a victim.
What are you, homosexual, Eric?
Sam, talk for the group.
What do you need to know?
About Steve, the work environment, who's wrong, who's right.
The relationship between Steve and the majority of the staff has undeniably been severed.
Wait, start over.
Wait a minute.
Could you start over?
What? That's a direct contradiction.
This music playing right now is the greatest backdrop for this that ever lived.
See, we don't need Travis because he didn't pick this one.
Oh my God.
That's how this Steve laughs.
I don't know. I feel bad about this, brothers. I just feel bad. What are you, a crusader, Travis?
Yeah, we got ourselves a crusader.
We got ourselves a crusader. Look at this lump of shit. I cock her down, Travis. I cock her
I catch you taking a picture of Steve's breakfast one more time. I swear to God, you're gonna get a goddamn ticket out of here in a body bag.
I shit you not.
I shit you not. Bag and tag this piece of shit.
Oh shit! This music.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's just. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam. This music is beautiful.
Yeah, wrap us up.
Yeah,
with
Sam will put it all together here.
Perspective.
I think.
Start over because now we're
Okay. The relationship between Steve and the majority of the staff, not the
could you
entire.
start? Dear Grandma. The relationship between.
And the majority of the staff has been undeniably severed, as evidenced today. To Steve's credit, the last time Steve had a big thing on the air with all of us against him, he reached out to all of us.
Get me a medic. Go on. Get me a medic.
And he talked to all of us.
Okay, do it.
Yes.
Do it, boy.
Do it, boy.
Give me a medic. Okay, then. Do it.
I can't stop. It's just such a great fucking movie. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's a lovely fucking war.
Oh, shit. Since that time, I've had no issues with Steve at all.
Yeah.
and our relationship is fine. Our working relationship is totally cool.
I see.
Eric did some things today that got under Steve's skin. However, I think, and if pressed, Steve would probably admit that his major yelling at Eric was due to frustrations that maybe Danny and maybe also Travis had built up in Steve.
I can't listen to nothing but this music.
That he took out on Eric.
I can't listen to shit.
But how
this
long
music
ago
right
have
now.
they, you know?
What do you mean?
How long ago have they frustrated Steve to where he would?
No,
take it out on
that's
him?
not accurate.
Danny
I'll
has
admit
been
it.
frustrating
Look, here's-
Steve. Hang on. Danny has been frustrating Steve for
2 years.
2 years at least. Their relationship will never
Closer
be
to
fixed
3.
whatsoever.
We got to settle this now. I
And-
remember that. No, this happened back at NEW. They ripped us the fuck apart.
And I personally,
Can you just do this jumping up and down on one leg and laughing?
This music makes everything sad. It's just it's fucking terrible. This music is fucking the
It really
worst.
is.
Adagio is the worst. It's the saddest music ever made. I can't. I want to laugh. Look at Steve's face.
Yeah.
With this music. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Sam.
I think Steve's issues with Danny primarily played a part in what he took out on Eric, and I think that when he says pick a side, as Eric said, he said, I don't know if he said it or not, but if he said pick a side, I think he believes that the team that's opposing him is Danny and Travis, since they're such good
E-Rock
friends.
is the son of those two fathers.
As Maz says, for a battle of your soul.
Jesus.
Shit. Holy shit.
It's just.
And that's it?
This is it.
I mean, the issue here, the primary issue, even with the Eric thing, all of the issue is between Steve and Danny. I think. Maybe you disagree.
Well,
Steve and Danny.
To make a statement, just backing up a few, that my relationship with the entire staff has been severed, I think that's completely incorrect.
Majority.
I've reached out to everybody, and everybody to my face or over the phone said I got no problem with you, and that was 2 months ago.
Yes.
2 months ago. So since then, I don't know.
Well, but that's the thing. You said that's when you reached out to Danny and he didn't respond. I said I have no problem with you, and I just said
So one
today.
person on the staff.
Studio.
No, I said
Travis
it too.
and Danny.
What?
I said it to you too, to
What?
your face.
What?
When you came into me right after this whole incident, like, what is your fucking problem with me? I told you some of the issues I had with you. I said overall, I don't fucking hate you as you assumed everyone else here does.
So Eric,
and I told you that to your
Eric
face.
doesn't have a problem with you. He just thinks your breakfasts are funny.
Yes, I understand that.
Danny has a problem with you.
Yes, I understand that.
And you have a problem with Danny.
Yes.
I don't understand why we don't all hate Sam. How does
Why
he
would
skate?
you hate Sam?
He's the
Yeah, yeah.
How the fuck does he skate?
How's that work?
Wait, what'd you say?
anything.
What'd he say?
He's Colonel Kirk. Like, he has his own island, and
we're
he has
going
all his
we're
people.
going
And
apocalypse now.
yeah, well, he knows when. He decides whose heads get severed and stuff.
Yeah,
But everybody's afraid to confront it.
It's weird. We all should hate Sam.
Why would anybody hate Sam?
I think that's what would solve this problem.
That's not a good solution. Nobody should hate Sam. I've never done anything to anybody. Let's be honest here.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
No, we've changed
Yes,
movies.
now we're on
on to
Apocalypse Now redo.
Yeah, we're on to another movie. All right, how
He
does
really
it?
needs to just wrap up. It's getting late.
It's getting very late.
Because here's the
Sirius
thing.
XM.
We'll reach
I can't believe I'm still at Sirius XM.
We could reach a resolution today.
Yeah.
How?
But in 2 months, I'm just saying, some people could apologize and everything. We could say, okay, everyone's fine. Within the next 2 to 4 months, something will be done. Steve will get pissed off, and it will result in, regardless of who's at fault, Steve and Danny arguing, because that's where the real problem lies. Let's be honest with each other here.
So if they solve their issue,
Which they won't, ever.
everything is much better.
But they would, I mean, they need to just separate from each other and not worry about each other.
Yeah.
When Danny says he's over Steve, then don't give Steve a second thought. And Steve should not give Danny a second thought. Just act as islands amongst each other. Travis and me, I
thought
hope
that's
I
what
can
we
be
were
on
doing,
your
to be
island.
honest.
Yeah, but you still have hostility towards Steve.
Well, I'm not going to magically like somebody.
No, there's a difference between, there's 3 things here. There's liking, not liking, and having them out of your system.
And emotionally, right? You're not.
He's
that's
not
what I'm
indifferent.
Saying. You exactly. You're not indifferent. You do have some
dislike.
Some dislike. You have pain there.
You dislike Steve.
Well,
you don't
because
not
I still
care.
have to. We still have to function on a daily basis.
You
so-
don't.
No, we do because I still have to show up, and he has to show up, and we have to cross paths eventually. So
we're gonna have to build a new staff here.
Yeah.
Not a whole new staff.
We're
just,
gonna have
I
to
mean,
start from scratch.
No, you don't need to fire
For
everybody.
the third time. For the third
Clean.
time, we're gonna have to start from scratch.
There's no reason.
You've done it before.
What do you think?
But Steve has
You
been
did
there
the
for
show at
years.
Yeah, Sam,
man.
I've watched this happen. Everyone's gone except for those two.
Some of us are fine. Oh, except for which two?
Open Ant.
Oh, some of us are fine.
Back to basics.
Some of us don't have any
Let's
issues.
go back to basics. Me and you, kid.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean, no. Some
That's
people.
it.
Nah, we don't need you.
Just stick around and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, I've
The old
I've
staff
been around
thought-
for 11
the old
years.
staff
This
thought
is-
they needed us.
You call me
I think
throwback
we made that
Sam.
obvious.
Great.
I've been around.
What's wrong?
What happened, Danny?
No, nothing. We should just end the
Fucking
show.
Steve.
Why end this?
Just makes Danny sick.
Vic has something. Vic.
Well,
Vic Dumb. It's Vic Dumb, everybody.
That name has been taken on Twitter and every
Oh,
message
has
board,
it?
by the way.
Vic Dumb.
It's over.
Thank you. Well, if this is the source of all the conflict,
You.
and no, not me.
Yes,
the Danny Steve stuff here. If this is the source of Steve's aggravation, then his blow up today, I think Steve owes me an apology.
I agree with that.
Shit. That's fair. Based on
Yeah,
what
because
we.
E-Rock was just trying to keep it fun.
Who's in
For
charge
real.
here? I don't know, man. I thought you were. Perfect. Jesus.
I think
one
E-Rock
knows.
was trying to keep it fun. And
E-Rock
what this
did-
show's
wait,
all
so
about.
just-
I think
let me-
Eric was under the assumption that we worked on a comedy show.
No, that's not the get out of jail free card. Is not.
Dude,
the,
yes, it is. We worked on a comedy show, and you're the only one who can't take a joke.
Feels good to laugh.
I just pulled a tooth the size of a shot glass out the hull of a boat.
Look, fellas, let's be reasonable here. My boy was in that studio too.
You want to cut Steve open and see how many cheeseburgers are inside?
Oh God! I'll not stand by.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say it.
It could have been Eric.
Steve.
I'm just saying the bite wounds on that hamburger.
Look, fellas, let's be reasonable here. This is not the time or place to perform some kind of a half-assed autopsy on an executive producer. And I, for one, am not going to stay in this studio while we cut Steve open and watch those French fries spill out all over the carpet.
We changed movies again. What the hell's going on?
I heard that there were some French fries eaten in this table yesterday, and you knew about it.
I just want to say that Danny and Steve were in the studio at some point, and some feelings were hurt. But everything is fine now, and this studio will stay open.
Steve, hey man, it's too late now. You're the mayor. You're the mayor of Burger Island.
Can you sing that lullaby for everyone, Ed? How's it going again?
Do you know the Burger Man? The Burger Man, the Burger Man. Do you know the Burger Man?
Wow. So E-Rock should get an apology because we do work on a comedy show, and I think E-Rock was trying just to kind of bring some material to the show.
Y'all know me.
You
E-Rock's-
know what I do for a living? I'm not talking about hooking bluegills or Tommy cats. I'm talking about Steve. Talking about working for a living.
Steve, man, stop it, man.
What about Cage goes into the water?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think,
This is crazy.
Cage goes into the water. You go into the cage. Burger's in the cage. Steve's in the water. Our Steve.
Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish lady. Farewell and adieu, you lady.
I'll show you this scar on my chin where Steve got mad and punched me in the face.
Show me the way to go home.
Scar on my fingers where I tried to take away his burger.
All right, let's get the E-Rock Steve relationship back together. So
The E-Rock Steve relationship can be mended.
Well, a little apology. That would be nice.
A mutual apology.
Ain't you watching it, Carlisi? Steve can't stay down with 3 barrels in him. Not with 3 barrels.
Ah, shit.
Eric, do you feel you did anything wrong today?
No, I do not.
Well, see, that's where we're at an
I'll
impasse.
apologize for you having awful breakfast. That's about it.
Oh,
Well, then I'm not apologizing for my overreaction.
Now, Steve, you should apologize because you're sorry, not because Eric feels a certain way.
How
I
many
think
burgers did he eat? 20. 25.
All 3 tons of them. Hey, Steve, I think, look.
What do you think, Patrice?
Hey, Eric.
Smile, you son of a burger.
I think
You're going to get this little needle through that flame shirt?
Not that you're sorry for what you did, but there's a court term called intent versus impact. You didn't intend to do nothing fucked up, but something fucked up happened. And you can apologize for the fucked upness that happened.
Oh.
You understand? You don't have to
That's
apologize
fair.
for your intentions, but the fact that you hurt his feelings, you can say, I apologize.
For a harmless, ongoing bit that he was well aware of for the last several months, that just, it was sort of an inside joke to the show that got brought again on air, and he couldn't handle it.
It's not an inside joke if you're tweeting it.
Yeah,
to a-
thank you. It's not an inside joke if you're publicizing it.
I just want to put that out there.
And Steve, to be fair,
a very
to him,
large inside joke. Right.
You know that you, as a dude, I respect your dudeness, but you got emotional, man. And you got over emotional.
I can apologize
and you
for-
should apologize for the fact of how it got taken and not where it came from.
I can apologize for overreacting if he can apologize for hurting my feelings.
See, this is tit for tat. It's
There you
not. Somebody got to be a man about this shit.
The burger has been bitten in 2 in the middle. The bun is partially eaten. This was not a boating accident. This was a bear attack.
Fries in the basket goes in oil.
And now, backstage with O&A. Here is Primetime Sam Roberts.
I'm Primetime Sam Roberts. Last week on the O&A show, E-Rock taking twit pics of Steve's enormous breakfast led to an entire staff meltdown. A conflict between Steve and E-Rock quickly became a conflict between Steve and Danny that left the whole world wondering, would the staff of the show survive? We reached out to E-Rock this morning to get an update. After the big meltdown that you started on Friday, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I had no problem this weekend.
And how are things with you and Steve?
I guess okay. Right after the show, he came over and apologized and gave me an unnecessary hug, which I accepted.
And how excited are you about your new character? Vic Dumb? Eric, what do you... Ow! While E-Rock used physical violence to avoid backstage reporters, we moved on to Steve and Danny to see if the two had worked out their differences. Steve.
Yeah.
After last week's staff meltdown, how are you doing?
I'm doing surprisingly well. Thank you, Sam.
How do you think the staff is doing?
I think the staff is doing surprisingly well.
How is your relationship with Eric?
Beautiful. We kissed and made up after the show Friday.
And the same with Danny?
Eric and I are doing great.
How about, and Danny and you are also great.
Eric is one of the sweetest boys I've ever met.
Did you mean Danny or Eric?
I can't say enough good things about Eric.
So then, you and Danny have not buried the hatchet?
You know, I've tried to reach out in the past to Danny, and so far, he just doesn't want to talk to me. I hope that changes in the future, but right now, I have no control over that.
Hey, Danny, after last week's staff blowout, how is everything?
Which is fine.
So everything between, like, you and Eric?
Everything's so cool.
Okay, cool. And you and Steve?
Oh, it's just the same as it ever was.
So, basically terrible.
Of course, yeah. Why? There's no reason for it not to be.
But do you see that, the confrontation that happened kind of brought issues to the forefront and maybe we'll come to a resolution?
I hope they do. I pray they come to resolutions.
Do you see that happening?
Never.
Okay. No underlining hostility there. Obviously, Steve and Danny have conflicting points of view, and Backstage can only assume that their ability to coexist in the same working area will continue to deteriorate. However, there is one thing that O&A fans can look forward to. hours and hours of material from E-Rock's brand new character, Vic Dumb. Let's all enjoy laughing at Vic's stupidity as the show crumbles around us. I'm Primetime Sam Roberts, and this has been
Backstage with O&A.
It's the worst of 2009. More coming up next on The Virus.
Hey everybody, it's Primetime Sam Roberts.
And E-Rock from the Opie and Anthony Show.
And the Worst of the Week Countdown.
And the Worst of Opie and Anthony.
And Special Delivery starring Sam and Dave, in my case.
And me too, I'm there sometimes.
For those of you that are new subscribers, we welcome you to SiriusXM. You'll be hearing a lot more out of our voices
during this week, which predominantly features us introducing Opie and Anthony.
My Twitter is
Nobody cares about that. Thank you for subscribing to SiriusXM. You're listening to the Worst of Opie and Anthony.
Not Sam.
Damn it.
It's Opie and Anthony's Worst of 2009, hosted by, guess who? I don't know. Sam and E-Rock. Again? Yep. On The Virus, Sirius 197, XM 202.
It's the Worst of 2009 countdown for the Opie and Anthony Show with Sam and E-Rock. Sam, not too long ago, we did a story about a guy who celebrated 50 years working at the same McDonald's.
I remember that story because I remember you were actually...
So what happened was this old guy, he celebrated 50 years working at the same McDonald's. And you're back on.
Oh.
And
because of
and he wasn't really treated fairly as far as we were concerned. For 50 years of service, they didn't even give him a watch or anything nice. They gave him the day off.
Yes, which is something you want.
No. So we did. We read the story and discussed it, and we
got
we
into a
read
lot
the
of
story
trouble
and
over
discussed it, and then we found the guy's phone number and got to talk to him.
We ended up getting into a little trouble over this one because we tricked him into thinking something that wasn't the case. It was one of the cringiest moments of 2009.
It's number 11
on the Worst of 2009 countdown.
It's the Worst of 2009.
Hi, Leonard. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yeah.
Hi, Leonard. Congratulations on 50 years of service at McDonald's.
What?
Congratulations on 50 years of service at McDonald's.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. We saw the news story.
Did you?
Yes, yeah, and you've been there in the same store for 50 years?
50 years!
That's right, that's right.
Fantastic. How many days have you taken off? Have you ever taken a vacation?
Oh, yeah, I get vacations.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do on vacation, Leonard?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, my God.
What, do you work for the Opie and Anthony
black
Show?
man was in McDonald's.
Yes.
Oh.
Leonard, do you remember what year was the first Negro allowed in McDonald's?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Was it during the time you were there? Probably, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think so.
Before that, I don't know.
Hey, Leonard, do you like those people?
Do I like what?
Leonard!
Yeah.
Do you eat McDonald's every day?
Well, not every day.
No?
Most of the time, no, I do. A lot of times.
Do you get it for free?
If I'm working.
Oh, they don't give it to you for free if you're not working?
Leonard, what did your scumbag owners get you for 50 years of service?
What kind of gifts did you get?
What kind of what?
Gifts!
Gifts!
Well, I got some gift certificates, that's all.
That's it? For 50 years?
Told you. The shitty gifts.
Yeah.
What, gift certificates for what, Leonard?
For being here 50 years.
No, what were the gift certificates for?
Yeah, what can you get with them?
Right.
Food.
But you work at a McDonald's. Leonard, do you
Ask him, was he
remember-
happy with the gifts, man?
Do you remember when the bathroom said white and colored?
No.
Oh.
Heard that
Just asking, a little history.
Was he? Did he deserve? Did you think he deserved more gifts?
Patrice, yell at him.
Leonard,
Yes.
were you satisfied with those with what you got for your 50 years of service?
Well, I was satisfied.
Did you think you?
He's not
now, let me ask
satisfied.
you a question, Leonard. Have you ever gone for a promotion?
No.
Why? You're only a bus.
I didn't want to.
Why?
I just didn't want to.
Did they ever offer you a better position at McDonald's?
Yeah, I was offered it twice.
What was the better position?
Being a manager.
And you said no. Why, Leonard?
Yeah, why would you say no to that?
Isn't it more money?
Not that much.
So more aggravation, but not that much more money.
Yeah.
Now, if they had paid you maybe triple what you're making now, you might consider it?
Well, it could be, maybe.
Are you working now, Leonard?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're working right now?
That's right.
Is your boss there?
Yeah.
Can we please speak with your boss?
You want to talk to my manager?
We would love to. Oh, is it a hole?
247. Damn, that's cheap. Did I hear 247?
It's a whole thing.
Hi, is
Susan?
the manager there?
I'm a manager.
What?
Susan, this is the Opie and Anthony Show. We're very excited about Leonard and his 50 years of service, and we figured we would talk about him today.
Okay.
Now he's been there 50 years. How long have you been working as his boss?
22 years.
22 years. So about half of his tenure there has been under your leadership.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So you've been covering for his mistakes for the last 22 years?
Yeah.
See,
now, did you have anything to do with the planning of this party that made the news?
I know our owner did it.
Oh, the owner did it. Oh, are you a little taken aback by the fact that he's been there 50 years and really didn't get that much?
I'm sorry, my phone was beeping in when you were talking.
All right.
Well,
do you think he didn't get that much for having been there 50 years?
Oh, he gets a lot.
And Susan? Is your name
Yes.
Susan? The question, I'm trying to put this delicately. We saw the story, and we were touched by it, and we wanted to know if Leonard is... You can't say the same stuff you can say in 1940, which is, rhymes with E-arted. But is he a little slow or a little bit learning kind of disabled or anything like that?
No, but as you get a little old, you get a little handicap. You can't quite keep up.
But what about the 30 years before?
How hard is it to mop?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Like the 30 years before, like he's 68 now. How about when he was, say, 22 years ago, when he was, 45? 45?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Is his mind really sharp?
Yes.
Am I wrong on this?
I think he's a shrewd guy. I just think
Yeah.
we want to know why he never ascended to your level.
We want to know why he never got a real job.
A real job. This is a real job.
Well, maybe a promotion.
No, to your level. Why didn't he? Isn't he at least your same? Like, why wouldn't he go to management? That's what we're trying to figure out.
He didn't want to.
He didn't want
He
to.
was the maintenance man originally.
Maintenance man.
Wow.
And now he's like a
And
busboy?
Now he can't lift and do the trash and do the maintenance, so now he's the lobby man.
Okay.
And what is that? What is his actual duties? What does he have to do?
He cleans the dining room, talks to the customers,
Yeah.
fills lids,
Talks to the
straws,
customers.
napkins, takes out.
Now, do you worry about him doing things
I
to the
got
burgers?
No, he don't go back with the burgers.
Oh, you don't let him fuck with the food?
He does the cleanup.
Oh, Susan.
I'll let him touch the food.
We really want to know why he's just a cleanup guy. I mean, you got to let us
There's
in
a
on this.
story behind this that
Really?
not coming out. Why is he still just the cleanup guy?
That's what he can do.
Does he get?
Boy, they're not fessing up.
Yes, Susan's funny as hell.
Does he get touchy-feely with the rest of the employees?
Any human resources problems?
Oh shit!
Is he trying to?
Susan's funny. She can't tell.
Is he trying to spread his own special sauce?
He's back there fucking the burgers.
No,
Susan's hilarious.
I like Susan.
Oh my god, man.
I like Susan.
Susan?
A lot.
Well, good old Leonard.
Susan.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, can we talk to Leonard again?
Yep,
Thank you
just
so
put-
much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Put Leonard on a little more.
Make believe you're a corporate McDonald's guy and you fire him, please. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Hello, Leonard.
Yeah, this is me again.
Hi, this is Bill Zamwick with McDonald's Corporation. How are you?
This is who?
Bill Zemwick.
Yes.
I'm with the McDonald's Corporation.
Oh, yes.
And you put in 50 years of service with us, I recently learned. And I just want to let you know something has come up. You know, we have been in a recession. You do understand this.
Have been what?
In a recession?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you've heard about that. Leonard, I'm very sorry. We're going to have to let you go.
Okay.
We're going to have to let you go. I'm heartbroken about this.
Okay.
The McDonald's Corporation recognizes your years of diligent service with the company, but you're going to have to clean out your stuff, and we'll let you finish out the week. But on Friday, I'm really sorry you're being terminated.
Okay.
Who
are you going to replace me with?
Well, we're doing away with the position. It is useless. It's been deemed redundant. There's other people that can do that. I really do apologize for this. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, why don't you just, something? Just pack up now and take off.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's pretty much over.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
You gotta call.
No, fuck him!
We don't have to call no one back.
Oh, he hung up. By the way, that wasn't open.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
It's all right. What's he gonna do? Walk in front of a bus? Oh shit! Oh my god!
Crikey!
Crikey!
What happened to Leonard? Hey, Leonard! Oh, no! Leonard jumped in front of a...
Oh, that was so sad.
You're fired!
Oh, poor Leonard.
So sad.
I think he really thought he was fired.
That's so sad.
I feel
Call
bad.
back.
No, I don't give
Call
a
back. Please call
The
McDonald's
manager
back.
will tell him he's not fired.
Nope.
Or she'll call corporate and they'll go, he's been there what? Get rid of that motherfucker. He'll be fine. Not gonna know. She's probably talking to him right now.
Oh, my heart. That was so sad.
He's probably crying. He's like,
Oh, that was so sad.
What if he doesn't even talk to her and he throws himself on the grill or something?
Oh, he just starts cooking himself? That's so sad.
Goes out like a burger. He's got so much grease in his clothes, he just goes up like a Hindu.
Oh, poor Leonard.
Poor Leonard. That was pretty fucking cold.
People asking if we're going to be on the air tomorrow.
I don't know.
That's what I was fucking thinking, man.
Didn't that sound like something we'd get fired for?
That sounded terrible.
Oh, come on.
Let's go to Mike in Jersey. Mike?
Mike?
Yo, I've been listening to you guys for 12 years, and I've never, ever hit my limit, and you just hit my limit. you just told a retarded man who's worked for 50 years that you're going to be fired.
Oh, that's so
that is terrible. And you probably will be fired tomorrow.
I hope not.
Someone on instant feedback just writes, no prank calls, huh?
Hey, fuck you, Stephen King. You fucking you enlightened us.
Yeah, fuck Stephen
We were
King.
inspired by Stephen King.
That's right.
Leonard.
I hope Leonard's okay.
Will you call McDonald's? Why won't we call McDonald's back and say, Leonard, we was
There's
joking?
no fun in that. Kerry, what's up?
Yeah, it's the whole thing of not knowing.
Yeah.
Kerry,
we
what's
like,
up?
We like going through our day wondering.
I want to thank you guys for the years of laughter. I've enjoyed your last program.
Thank you.
Shit.
I like being nervous every time the phone rings when I go home now.
Yeah.
I like the phone rings and I go, oh shit.
Jimmy the Creep writes, that's what I love about the O&A show. Every show could be their last.
No.
Redding from genericshow.com. Leonard probably just went to his car and pulled a gun from the glove compartment.
Fuck balls, man. I'm telling y'all.
Oh, no, Leonard.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Poor Leonard. Like, he thinks they light him off. I know.
Oh, no. Fuck. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, well. What can I tell you? Oh, well. Larry King is checking in, Anthony.
No, I meant a Hindu because sometimes Hindus like protest by dousing themselves in gas and lighting themselves on fire. Cat.
Larry.
Thanks. She thought I meant Hindenburg and said it wrong.
Okay. Gentlemen, how important are your jobs?
Oh, Larry.
Larry. It's a Strange Machine from Dallas writes, it's times like these I wish you guys had a hole.
Yeah. See, the hole would have been, oh no, Leonard. It's okay, Leonard. You still have a job. Oh, no. I know.
Leonard's little old mental voice was just...
Well, let's see how...
He did sound a little like down. He was like,
let's
what?
see the reach of this show. Anybody out there close to this McDonald's? You could, be a
go
reporter
there and
on the
see
scene.
how Leonard is. Where's
I'm
the
curious.
McDonald's?
Yeah,
Crestwood, Missouri?
Someone just wrote that I bet you he just ran headfirst into the fryer-lator.
Fryer-lator. He just put his head in the fryer-lator.
John from Virginia. Tomorrow they're going to find Leonard hanging with the words, Leonard was here, carved into the wall. That's why we got the funniest listeners on radio, motherfuckers.
Oh, shit, Leonard was here. McDonald's redemption.
Oh, Jesus.
Stephen S. from Bayshore. I can picture Leonard riding his tricycle away in tears.
Oh, his big wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh,
So bad. I wish that character that I play on the radio didn't do that. Sometimes I pass by the McDonald's I used to work at, and I know I don't work there no more. I could smell the French fries and burgers, but it's long gone. My job's over. I was fired the other day by some stranger on the telephone. Life just goes too fast. I don't think they'll miss old Leonard much. So I'm leaving. Just gonna toss this rope over this beam and clumsily kick the fucking stool out with my old man shoes.
Instead of tossing the rope over the beam, he could toss his big tongue over the beam.
And he probably has
his own tongue.
He probably has a pet sesame seed bun that he kept on his shoulder.
Anthony.
Yeah.
What would management say?
I have a comment, official comment.
I'm sorry. I did so many bad things.
There.
You said
Thanks.
something though in that that actually made it make sense for me.
Yeah.
I just got fired by a stranger on the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
He was talking to a radio station, and then all of a sudden, the manager gives him the phone. And
Susan is probably rolling right now.
It's one of the Susan's laughing her ass off.
Susan isn't appreciating the fact that this guy has been there 50 years. She's been doing all the work for 22 of those years.
That actually makes me feel better that you would actually add that. And here's the thing that's funny, that you had to figure it out yourself, like, oh shit, this is kind of dicey, but it's like, nah, a stranger just fired you? You fucking idiot.
It doesn't happen like that over the phone.
You know what,
the day after his big party.
Leonard is retarded.
Leonard's stupid.
Stephen S. from Bayshore again. I just pretend you were playing a tape of an old bit you did years ago. That's a good way to look at it.
She won't let him back with the food.
Huh?
She won't let him go
Leonard
back.
he fucks the
fucking
He's
burger.
doing something. He's doing something. Oh boy, Brian and Callie. Brian
puts his dick in the McNuggets.
Brian.
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
Good, man.
Hey, guess who was the hole on that McDonald's? Patrice O'Neal was the hole.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that old man, you cruel piece of garbage? That motherfucker went, huh? If he believed it for a second, that retarded 50. He's been working at McDonald's longer than I've been alive. He has 50 years of grease under his nails.
Oh shit!
And he thought he was fired. They won't let him back with the burgers. This motherfucker's a mess. You cocksucker! What? Jesus, evil bastards!
That was bad.
It was sad for a second.
Was sad. I was getting.
I didn't say
sad.
stop, but I was sad.
His voice was like, okay, okay, I'm fired. Okay.
Yeah, people are saying they can check out the McDonald's. Just go and check it out and call us, please.
Yeah,
Strange Machine in Dallas writes, hope you had a hell of a piss, Susan.
Fucking Fast Times. That's great. Oh, shit.
He'll probably hang himself from the arches. That's cigars and scotch.
Oh, man honored for 50 years of service at McDonald's and completely fucking torn down here in a matter of minutes.
No.
It's just
and the reason we
50
called
years.
was because we were mad at the fucking owner.
When you go, Leonard, this is
I don't even remember the name.
I'm from the main office. Leonard said he got happy, and then that's when I went fuck. He went yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Like this was his big.
Like
they finally noticed me after 50 years of
I'm gonna
service.
tell you what Leonard said.
balloons, they
Let
gave
me
me a
tell you
cake,
what-
but here comes the car.
He was hoping. He said the same. He had the same excitement as the guy at the bottom of the ship. That was in the oil on Waterworld.
That motherfucker. We've got about 6 yards of the black stuff.
Lennon thought he was going to be killed.
Yeah.
And his family would be taken care of.
Right.
He went, yeah?
Yeah?
And then you was like, there is a recession. And he went, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's when it started hurting. And I'm like, don't do it. Just don't get him emotionally. If he had said, go fuck yourself, you're the radio guys, you would go, Leonard.
Yeah.
And then,
Hey, Leonard's on to us.
You think Leonard might be... this is what's happening right now. Leonard is in the back crying on top of a box of FedEx
frozen
ketchup packets. And Susan's going, they were radio guys, Leonard. You're
It's
okay.
No, kid, get back.
She's consoling
your
this
eyes.
fucking asshole
Susan,
while her
she's laughing, too.
garbage is piling up.
There's no trays left. They're all stacked up on the fucking garbage cans.
Oh, fuck balls, man.
Oh, Leonard's wiping his tears with that fucking jersey he hasn't taken off.
Oh, it made me feel so fucking bad, man.
I'm going to feel bad when I leave. That's how this show works. In this fucking studio, I'm impervious to guilt.
Yeah, because
the second I leave, I start going, why did I do that?
No, why? And because this studio's filled with evil.
Yes.
And then you go outside, it's a bright sunny day, you see normal people,
There's
like
good
normal
out
human
there.
beings, and you get
There's
sucked into
good
that
out
whole
there.
thing. We're getting an update. Scott in Missouri. Scott.
Holy shit. Guys, I really hope that was fucking Leonard I just saw at the bus stop. I'm not shitting you. I just drove through Crestwood, Missouri. I live here in St. Louis. I'm listening to you on the iPhone, so it's delayed a little bit.
Right.
As I'm driving along, just as you're saying this shit, about 150 yards down the road, there's an old guy walking up to a bus stop in a McDonald's uniform. I don't know if it's fucking Leonard, but I'm not shitting you. It could have been an old fucker going to work, but if that was Leonard...
Maybe your shift's over. Oh, no.
Really, his shift's over? Where's he start at 3:30 in the morning? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ay, no. Leonard. What happened to Leonard? Ay, no. He thinks we tossed him one in the freckle.
I love that we got to Patrice. You get to see it on his face.
Because it's just that old man went, yeah?
Yeah? He was very excited
Oh,
at first.
Stay right there. More of Opie and Anthony's worst of 2009 coming up. Oh, stay right there. More of Opie and Anthony's worst of 2009 coming up next on The Virus, Sirius 197, XM202.
Hey, it's Primetime Sam Roberts, and the Opie and Anthony Show is taking some time off for the holidays, but just because the show isn't on doesn't mean your favorite radio disc jockeys aren't up to something. Follow them on Twitter and keep up with their hijinks all vacation long. Follow Opie at Opie Radio, Anthony at Anthony Cumia, and Jim at Jim Norton on Twitter. Enjoy your holiday. We'll be back in the new year. My Twitter is not Sam. N-O-T-S-A. All right, I'm going. M.
Hey guys, this is Sam and Eastside Dave from Special Delivery.
Welcoming all the new subscribers to SiriusXM after turning on their new radios.
Thanks for checking us out.
This is the worst of Opie and Anthony.
I love how we finish each other's sentences.
It's fun.
It's Opie and Anthony's worst of 2009, hosted by, guess who? I don't know. Sam and E-Rock. Again? Yep. On The Virus, Sirius 197, XM202.
It's the worst of 2009 countdown for the Opie and Anthony Show with Sam and E-Rock.
Sam, what's this next bit? I really have no interest, so I'll just leave it to you.
E-Rock, you're turning off your mic. Well, you were very frustrated by this whole entire ordeal. I believe you would call this one of your worst. It's very surprising. You think this is one of your worst experiences on the show, correct?
Possible.
I've never seen you react so poorly to something that you did on the air. It's E-Rock debuting his brand new character, which I will say he thought of himself.
No.
Oh, now your mic's back on.
No, this was Sam's creation. Because, let me point out, while this was going on, I was in the bathroom not hearing this. And I come walking out of the bathroom to Sam going, hey, you have to go in there and do a character. And I'm like, what? I don't have any material. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I got it.
And then I had to go based on what the information you gave me.
And you said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I said, yeah, you just go in, say, I'm the virus, blah, 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 and it'll be like 5 minutes, correct?
Which I knew was a lie.
Well, how long did it end up being? Much longer?
Probably 25, 30 minutes.
Well, that's how long it felt like for you anyway.
No, I think that's actually how long it went.
Oh, well, it went by in a flash for me. It was just hilarious.
I know. I looked over, saw you crying, your face beat red, and passing a note that says, you can do it.
Yes, I was. I was passing you notes, but not with punchlines. Just notes that says, you got this.
Notes of positive support.
Yeah.
Reinforcement.
That's important. Here it is, the debut of somebody who we will all come to know and love, somebody who I'm sure will make multiple, dozens and dozens of appearances on the Opie and Anthony show. It's I need the mic. The O&A. I need the mic permanently. Thank you. It's the O&A virus. The character.
It's number 10.
Here on the I need the mic. On your
Worst of the Year Countdown 2009.
It's the worst of 2009.
Sam's outside the studio because he's causing more problems. He's working with E-Rock because E-Rock has to be a brand new morning show character for us. I mean, that radio show we were just listening to, they have Baxter the Polka Monster. They got Drifty. What's wrong, Sam? Hold on, Sam. There seems to be a problem, Sam. What's the problem?
E-Rock is being a spoil sport.
Why?
E-Rock, go outside the studio, please. I got to talk to Sam first. E-Rock does not look happy, Sam.
He's really upset.
What did we set up before the break?
Well, we heard from Drifty and from Baxter the Polka Monster.
Yeah.
So you said that you guys needed a character like that, like a Morning Zoo type character.
Correct.
And that maybe it was time that E-Rock finally contributed something to the show.
Finally.
That's what you guys said.
He's only been working for 5 years.
Yeah.
Jesus. He's a veteran at this point.
And that he should, with 15 minutes notice, come up with a character and a routine right after the break.
Okay, so I saw that we come back from break, the door opens, you come running in because you're just motivated all the time, Sam.
Yeah, I don't see why that's not doable.
And then E-Rock was following right behind you, and he looked miserable.
Well, he said he's trying to get work done. He doesn't have any material. He doesn't have a character. And there's no reason to do this.
So Sam came to you and said,
Yes.
E-Rock.
I come out of the bathroom and then he explains what you need me to do.
Right.
I don't have any material or a character concept yet, except for what
you heard what we just played. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
just come up with a silly voice, a character name, and then that's it.
And go.
So I was like, all right, I'll come up with something. And Sam goes, no, you got to go do it now. Come up with something off the top of your head. So I'll do it. I just didn't have anything like ready to go.
You don't want us to suggest it for you.
Yeah, that would be bad.
How about this? If you don't want to come up with an idea, how about this?
He's got the idea, though.
What's your idea?
No, don't say it.
I say your name should be Blubber McGillicuddy. And your whole thing is you're talking in a weird voice and you try to smuggle different chocolates in your pocket.
And you got to come in here with just your mouth full.
Yeah, and talk about the different chocolates to make them all funny.
Because Drifty started his character with his mouth full.
Yeah, this is Hershey.
Did you come up with a character under the gun?
No, I was informed of what my character is to be.
And you got the voice?
I guess based on
right.
what was demonstrated.
All right, go back outside the studio.
Yeah.
And how do we introduce him? Does he have like music or anything, Sam?
I guess Rage, right? The Street Fighting Man should be his music, I think.
Why?
Because he's representing the show. Like he's like the show mascot.
He doesn't deserve good walkout music.
What's that song?
How about that fucking elephant music?
I was going to say that too. The elephant walk.
There.
That's
That's
what
his
the fuck
music.
it is. We got some humiliating music for E-Rock is what we're getting at, Travis.
We got it? Okay, we got it.
All right, let me hear. Wait. All right, good. All right, look, we're developing as we go. This is great. Hold on. Stop the music. Because we got to intro him.
Yeah.
And then the music starts. And then the radio listener gets excited because here comes their favorite character.
What's his name?
They've been waiting all week for their favorite character.
What's his name?
Well, the name that Eric and I agreed upon was...
E-Rock's throwing his hands up again.
Here comes the man himself. Well, not the man. Here he comes, the Opie and Anthony virus.
Oh, he's like a mascot.
Yes. Oof.
And then what do I talk to him about?
How he's infecting us
with hilarity. All right, why don't you introduce him, Sam?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Opie and Anthony virus.
Oh, well, this is unexpected. Hi, virus. How are you this morning?
Hi, I'm the Opie and Anthony virus, and I'm here to infect you with hilarity.
Wow, that's crazy, virus. Jimmy, will you at least play along?
I can't look at him.
You want to start over?
No.
No.
So, virus, why don't you infect us with some hilarity?
I don't have any because Sam didn't give me time.
That's funny.
Oh, virus sounds like an
crazy.
old Negro.
Oh,
So what else you got, virus?
That's it, Jimmy.
Cha-cha-cha. Oh.
But you didn't infect us with any hilarity.
Because I didn't have prep time. I was in the bathroom.
But virus, you're supposed to infect us with hilarity. Jimmy, were you infected with any hilarity?
I most certainly was not. Oh. His name should be Chilio, infecting those with douche chills.
Do you want to go work on some material?
So you're in the bathroom, virus? Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, let's get to know virus. Sam, stop.
Yes, Jimmy, I was in the bathroom. Apparently, the food I ate infected me bad because it came out as shards of red clay.
That was very funny. I enjoy a good red clay joke.
Ted.
Yes.
You like hilarity? You like virus?
I certainly do, Gregory. He's funny.
Is
He
he-
brings a new element to the program.
Is he infecting you with
He
some
certainly
hilarity?
is.
Yeah.
Yes. Apparently, he stores all the viruses in his neck. Sorry.
Well, go ahead, virus. Ted's enjoying it. Make Ted laugh.
Please.
I think the virus needs to go and write more material.
That's
You
very
like-
good.
You like that,
Yeah, I
Ted?
certainly do.
How about write any material?
Yeah. Good point, Daniel.
Where's your character, Daniel?
Oh! It's a very compelling question, Mr. Virus. Daniel, your response?
My response is I'm not the one that was asked to come up with a character, Eric. I mean, virus. Wow.
Doug in Salt Lake City
Wow.
is calling virus. He's got a new name. He sounds like. Hold on.
He sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait.
Well, yeah, but he changed the name to Bobcat Overweight.
Fat Man Crothers. Sorry.
Do we say goodbye to him now, Sam? How does this end?
He's got more in him.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does?
I think so,
that's
too.
good to hear. All right, virus. What else you got this
Come on,
morning?
Virey.
No,
We heard
Sam's
about your
sadly
shit.
mistaken. The virus has to go and infect others with the hilarity of the Opie and Anthony show.
No, there's nothing
Thank
more
you all.
important. No, there's
I will see you
no,
tomorrow at the
there's-
same time.
No, there's
The
nothing.
Opie and Anthony virus,
There's
everyone.
nothing more important than us right now because we're live. Make sure he doesn't leave, Sam. Sam, make sure he doesn't leave.
Nah, he's busy. He's got to start planning next Thanksgiving's worst of.
Oh. Jimmy's covering. Jimmy is covering his face. Sam's trying to hold D-Rock back. Why is Virus leaving the studio, Sam?
He must want to be reintroduced.
Oh, all right. Tell him to like riff off the news. There's a lot of stuff. There's
Talk about
Letterman stuff.
Letterman. Talk
There's
about John and Kate.
John,
Plus,
the John Gosselin story where he took.
Come on.
All right, good. All right. He's willing to do this. This is very good news. All right.
yeah, riff off the
All right.
newspaper.
Reintroduce Virus.
Sam.
And we got his theme music and everything. Go ahead, Sam.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here to give you today's headlines with a twist, infecting us all with hilarity. It's the Opie and Anthony virus.
Sam, the door's not opening.
Virus.
Here comes. Look, when other morning shows do this, there's an excitement when they introduce the character.
It's also scripted.
All right, Ted, you ready?
I certainly am. I'm looking forward to this installation.
All right, here's the virus.
Well, apparently a reggae star.
Quality fucking time. Quality fucking time. Quality fucking times.
Yeah, the chair.
Oh, poor Eric. He clumsily bumped into the chair and it hit the sound machine like magic. That was very funny.
Well, speaking of funny, Ted,
He's very good.
a reggae star got slashed with a samurai sword in Brooklyn.
That's a good one.
Took my punchline.
What was the punchline?
That he got slashed. It was funny.
What do you mean? I didn't mean to ruin things.
Thanks, Ted.
I'm sorry. Go right ahead. You go. It's all about you.
Wait a minute. What was the punchline?
What was the punchline, Virus?
What was the punchline again, Virus?
That this reggae star got slashed with a samurai sword.
That's just the facts.
You're confusing
also
setup
funny.
and punchline.
What's the punchline? Ted, you like that one?
That was very good. Of course I did.
Ted's amused by
I'm
the
very
virus.
amused by the virus. It's mysterious. It spreads hilarity all over,
You like
Gregory.
that he's mysterious, right?
Yes, I do. This man spreads hilarity. He rips off the paper like nobody's business.
All right, more from hilarity. What's his name? Virus.
The virus.
The
He'll be
virus.
the virus. He
Yeah.
spreads hilarity
He's-
wherever he goes.
Right, he spreads hilarity.
As a virus. Go ahead, we're all waiting with bated breath for the laughter to ensue. Oh, he's looking through every page of the paper. He probably has a dozen doozies lined up.
You're not going to find a joke in the Sudoku puzzle. Move back toward the front. David Letterman. What do you got on Letterman, Virus?
Well, apparently Mr. Letterman is fucking a lot of his staff.
That's a good one. He certainly is.
Ted, that wasn't the punchline, though. Here comes the punchline.
Oh, go right ahead. I apologize.
Yeah, the virus has the best punchlines in the business.
Go, virus.
Here comes the punchline.
There is no punchline.
There couldn't possibly not be a punchline.
Yeah. All right, now do the punchline.
Yeah.
Go. You're a guy who likes to be on the radio. Come on. Don't be afraid of outshining everybody. He's afraid he's going to outshine us.
And the punchline to the Letterman story. Virus.
There's no punchline.
Oh my God.
Definitely a punchline. Yeah, there has to be a punchline.
Yeah.
Virus has got nothing.
What's happening?
Okay, there's the setup again, just in case.
All right, there's the
you need it
setup.
again.
Apparently, Letterman.
Danny typed up the setup, so go backwards. Maybe something will happen.
Apparently, Letterman has been effing. I don't like to use dirty language. Has been effing a lot of his staff.
Comedy is not my strong suit.
You're called the virus.
Yes, neither is hard
Were
work
you-
or exercise.
But I'm here to promote, not to entertain.
You're called the virus where you infest us.
Spread.
What?
He's supposed
Infects us with laughter.
Yeah, he's supposed to
Right,
spread
right.
hilarity.
Yeah, you're supposed to spread hilarity.
Hilarity.
So start spreading.
How about some hilarity, please?
Apparently, Letterman has been fucking a lot of his staff. Go.
Yeah.
Virus.
Go.
Nothing's coming.
His face is ruby red. He's as ashamed as he should be. Are you embarrassed?
Just a tad.
Dennis from Jersey suggests that by punchline, there should be a line of people just punching him. You got to leave us with one fucking joke.
Yeah. How about
Virus.
this?
You also have to give the virus more time.
Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski. That's
Go.
an easy one.
Bang the 13-year-old. Arrested. That's all I know.
Stop reporting.
You're not a newsman.
Yeah, stop being a newsman.
I'm not a comic either.
But your name is called.
Apparently, you are a tuberculosis patient.
Just one punchline.
God, you can do it.
Go ahead.
Come
Roman
on.
Polanski.
Go. Roman.
And go.
Go.
All right. And you
go.
How about the Olympics? How about the Olympics? Rio's got him. 2016. What do you got on that, Virus?
Nothing! Nothing!
Come on, Virus. Let's have a punchline.
Let's go. One
Roman
punchline.
Polanski, come on. Just say something funny. It doesn't have to be a punchline, but something funny about it.
Yeah. He likes the young girls.
Yeah. Puts it in their butts.
Maybe make some kind of like joke about, I don't know.
Comedy gold.
Preschool.
Yeah.
Halloween's around the corner. Roman Polanski, Halloween. There might be something there.
Yes.
Nothing.
How about he's going to dress his penis up like candy?
I think the virus's throat is closed out.
Danny, you got something to say about that?
Come on, Virus.
I think everybody does.
Danny knows why the virus is cranky, I think.
Why?
Why is he cranky?
Why, Dan?
Virus was infecting wrestling fans last night at the big pay-per-view.
What do you mean? You went to the pay-per-view?
Sure did.
Where was the pay-per-view?
It was in Newark. It's a Prudential Center. Hell in a Cell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you tired from Hell in a Cell there?
No, I'm fine.
All right, well, how about a punchline about the wrestling?
Yeah, there you go. Little wrestling punchline.
Wrestling
Here
humor.
we go. In 3, 2, 1. Cue the virus. One punchline, you get to leave. It's as simple
It
as
could
that.
just be an anecdote
Right.
or an amusing thought.
Right.
Doesn't have to be a punchline.
Scott is suggesting that he'd rather have the herpes virus than listen to this. One punchline.
Just something amusing. An anecdote of some sort.
We gave you some good topics.
Yeah, Roman Polanski.
Did you hear about Roman Polanski?
Yeah, he got in some kind of trouble.
Start with that.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Roman Polanski?
Yeah.
Go ahead, do that at least.
Did you hear about Roman Polanski?
Yes, we did.
yeah,
What do you got on
Yep.
it?
Not a lot.
Oh my god. He's even typing it out for you. The setups. One punchline. Arr.
Hammer.
Make Ted laugh.
You can do it.
Come on.
I have faith in you.
There's nothing I can do with this.
You broke character. You
Who's
never break
talking?
character
I don't
on
know.
a
I
morning
recognize
show.
that voice.
Talking.
No, I don't recognize that.
One punchline. You want to go back to David Letterman?
No. Like to go back to the office.
Why does he have to cough? Do you want us to feel sorry for you and
No.
say, all right, leave? Because that ain't happening. One punchline. Jimmy, you got another topic for him?
Well, we had John and K plus 8. We
Yeah,
had
John
David.
K plus 8. There you go. A guy that
Come on.
has 8 kids.
Took hundreds of thousands of dollars out of his wife's bank account.
Dating again.
Dating again, left her with $1,000. Go.
Getting a lot of pussy out there.
What
A
do
lot
you
of
got?
pussy. What do you got? Let's go, Virus.
Go.
Start with, did you hear about John and K plus 8?
Did you hear about John Gosling?
Hear about John and K plus 8?
No, what do you got?
Yeah, what do you got on that?
Just something amusing.
Well, you heard the divorce. You heard he's fired from the show. So now he's free to start dating the Octomom.
The music just stopped. He just threw the microphone. This is how it's supposed to go.
Look, the microphone just hung
differently.
itself.
Yes. It's the Octobomb.
One punchline. We're only asking for one.
But that was at least in the right direction. Tied in with another topical show.
Ted, did you like that one?
Yes, I did. The Octobomb was very funny, Gregory. I'm a fan. It's my favorite character. I still prefer Drifty.
Are we done with the virus?
No, I say one good one.
so.
Oh, the music is back. That means we're not done with you. One punchline. We're playing a game called One Punchline.
Just give us something.
One lousy punchline.
Spread some laughter.
What else we got going on?
Yeah, what else is in the news? Let's see.
You got some good comedy on sports? Baseball fan? Virus? Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, John clears out. How about you? Don't want to do Polanski? How about that?
How about the man arrested for filming Erin Andrews through the hotel peephole?
There you go.
The ESPN bro.
Oh, they arrested someone.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it? Oh, USP, an insurance guy.
Virus.
All right, here comes the virus. Back to the microphone.
Hey, did you hear about Erin Andrews?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what's up with that?
They arrested the guy taping her
Fuck.
They arrested the guy who was videotaping her.
Yeah? One lousy punchline. The setup was beautiful. Did you hear about it? We go, what? You got our attention. Here we go. One punchline. Should we just turn off the music? Travis, turn off the music.
We're just looking now at a man who's remarkably ashamed.
He could possibly go home and kill himself. That is a real possibility today.
Just do it in character.
One punchline.
What do you think of this guy videotaping Erin Andrews?
You had time to think about it.
Yeah, come on.
Peephole.
You're the one that wanted to do this.
You came up with the virus.
You came up with the virus.
No, that
affecting
was
us with
Can't hear, I don't know who you are.
No, that was Sam's idea.
Hey, go. I like when he talks. He sounds gruff.
All right. One punchline. That's all we ask.
Yep.
One lousy punchline. How about the 80-year-old man beaten during a home invasion, then shot later in week learning about guns?
Yeah, how about that?
And go.
Go. What do you got?
Start with did he hear?
You're on.
Did you hear about the 80-year-old man
Yes,
who
we
had
did.
a home invasion?
Yes.
What happened to him?
He was shot a week later while he was trying to learn about guns.
Yes, what's
Yeah.
funny about that? It's tragic.
And here comes the punchline. This is where you hear Jay. They go, yeah, you hear about the guy? And then punchline.
Yeah, I think I was to hold the gun and he shot me.
Yeah. And here comes the punchline. Playing
Go.
one punchline.
Come on, you got a good one.
Perhaps he was shot trying to get into Anthony's house.
I don't even want to play anymore.
Thank you.
Ted,
What's that?
were you listening?
Of course I was. I enjoyed that.
You like that one too?
Yes, Anthony's a drunkard. He probably shot viruses.
We got people that have punchlines for you. David.
Yeah.
Hey.
Here, I got a couple. How about the one for Letterman? Yeah, now his intern is as late as his show.
Huh?
He fucked his intern. Now she's as late as his show.
See? Yeah.
I got one for the 80-year-old man, too.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, now the old man doesn't have to wait to go to the nursing home to be abused.
Huh? All right, do the Letterman one so we can get out of the bit. You got the Letterman one?
Come on.
All right, start up Virus's music. One punchline. Here it comes.
Hey, did you hear Letterman is fucking people he works for? No!
Fucking people he works for? No, that's you. Eric is fucking people he works for.
Boy, is he.
No, I didn't hear that Letterman was fucking Les Moonves.
I'll make sure I tell Les next time I talk to him.
So Letterman's fucking people he works for. All right, Virus, so what? You tripped a little bit. Why don't you
right.
get back on that bike?
He's so red.
He should be.
Looks like he ran a marathon.
Go ahead.
So apparently, Letterman's been fucking a lot of his staff.
Yeah, one of the girls late with a
that's
period.
crazy, Virus. What do you got on that? Here comes the punchline.
Good.
So now,
Girls, he's on 11:30, right?
his interns
He's got a period, but it didn't come on time. Go ahead.
are as late as his show.
Nah, so good.
Yeah, what kind of joke was that?
No one's period is 6 years late.
Right.
Ever.
Kid would be like 5 years old already.
No one has that type of a gestation period for semen.
He's just slamming. Morning radio is supposed to be fun, Virus. You shouldn't be slamming things around.
Morning radio also has a prep service and a lot of scripting.
Why the cough?
Virus is having a hard time breathing.
Why?
Because he's choking to 2 countries right now.
Are we done?
Yeah. I miss Tank.
Yeah, where's Tank Hankeris when you need him? Why don't you get Tank Hankeris to come barging in the studio and he drags Virus out of here. That's a
Yeah.
perfect ending to this. For the old school listeners, so they enjoy a good Tank Hankerus.
Tank Hankerus.
Sound effects. We learned that from this fucking rock and roll morning show. So you got to get the door crashing open. And
Come on, Tank.
Oh my gosh, look who it is!
oh my God, this is crazy!
Enough of this bullshit.
Tank Hankerus, everyone. What's up, Tank?
What's up, guys? It's been a long time.
You've been listening to the show?
It's fucking horrible.
It's horrible? Why is it horrible, Tank?
This guy sucks ass.
Which guy, Tank?
This character talking now and the character that was talking before. So I'm here to let you all guys do what you do and funny shit. We're going to take a break. I'm going to get this faggot out of here, and we're going to enjoy the rest of the show.
But what does the Virus have to say about that?
All right, I have to go. My time is up, and this guy is dragging me out now. So I will talk to you later.
Which guy?
Tank Hankerus.
Fucking slam.
I loved his cough.
What the fuck?
He's punching stuff.
Oh, is he really?
Why is he punching?
Not lines.
Sam, go find out
Yes.
why
lines.
E-Rock is punching stuff.
Exactly. Besides the fact he just punched the listeners in the ears.
Gary in Texas, E-Rock isn't a comedian. Really?
We understand that, Gary.
Really?
That was the fun part of it, you dope.
You boob.
Yeah.
Call him a boob.
Way to get it, Gary, you boob.
Ladies and gentlemen, E-Rock. Sex bacon.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Where's the bacon?
E-Rock, you're the worst. Sex bagel stinks.
E-Rock.
I bring nothing to the table.
E-Rock.
Chewy, yummy, smoky. It's bacon.
E-Rock, will you show these rookies how it's done?
I love the garlic butter sauce. Shut up, would you?
Sex bacon.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
Stay right there. More of Opie and Anthony's worst of 2009 coming up.
Hey, it's Opie and Anthony, welcoming all the new subscribers.
Hello.
All the new suckers. Joining us after turning on their new XM and Sirius radios. Describe the show a bit. Well, it's a little bit of this, and then we do a little of that. And we throw in some la-la-la-las. Thanks for checking us out. This is the worst of Opie and Anthony. See, this describes it better. Just play this. Yeah.
2009 has finally come to an end, and oh, what a year it was. Not really. It's the worst of 2009, hosted by two grown men who still watch wrestling, Sam and E-Rock. On the Virus, Sirius 197, XM 202.
It's the worst of 2009 countdown for the Opie and Anthony Show with Sam and E-Rock.
Sam, one of the legends of rock and roll is in studio, Sharon Osbourne, and for some reason, Bret Michaels.
Well, Bret Michaels may be offended by that comment. He was also in a rock and roll band.
Yes, Bret's a nice guy, but, you know, when you compare him to Sharon...
Why are you shitting on Bret Michaels?
I'm not shitting on Bret Michaels. He was very nice. He signed the photo of his busted lip and everything for
Jesus.
me.
Bret Michaels, Sharon Osbourne, and Maria from the WWE on the phone.
Oh, that's right.
All came by to talk about a charity event they were doing. Now, however, they claim this is for no TV show that they can at least speak of.
It does not involve celebrities and maybe a position of apprenticeship.
Very well said, E-Rock. You are a master of the English language, and that has been proven today. Here is Sharon Osbourne and Bret Michaels, and keep those ears open because Sharon shits on Susan Boyle good. As a matter of fact, we did a video of Sharon Osbourne shitting on Susan Boyle.
Yes, you can go to Opie Radio on YouTube and on Twitter to see that.
So here it is.
It's number 9 on the worst of 2009 countdown.
It's the worst of 2009.
Is this us?
Yep.
We're back live. Opie and Anthony,
We
Jim
are
Norton. And now we got Sharon Osbourne and Bret Michaels in studio. Very busy
Good
day.
morning, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
This is kind of a weird combo, the Bret Michaels, Sharon Osbourne thing. Are you guys friends?
This to happen for years and
Yeah.
years. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, it's different. That's all.
Bret's probably like, yeah, I remember she yelled at me back in 97.
No, she shut the elevator. We were in Wellington. We're down in New Zealand doing a show together with. We were opening for Ozzy down there. It was great, and they shut the door on me. They wouldn't let me up the elevator. I had to take like an old stairwell
That's not
to
true.
the stage.
That's not true.
Yeah, shut the door.
Yeah. Who's that wanker?
Never. Sharon's the funniest and the best, man. She's awesome.
Nobody fucks around with her backstage, though. The first time I met you was years. You probably don't remember. It was just a quick hello. It was backstage.
No, take probably out of that.
Yeah,
She doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember.
Remember we smiled and took a picture? But it was like when you walk down the hallway, everybody just shuts the... Nobody wants to say the wrong thing.
moved out of the way, right?
It was great to watch.
You kind of have a reputation, Sharon.
Not at all.
Can I
Yeah, a
stand
little
up for
bit.
Sharon for 1 minute?
Sure.
I'm just telling you this, and this is the truth. Because I've known her for
boy, here
years.
comes the
She
brown
is
nosing. Oh,
beyond funny. Beyond.
Oh,
I'm not,
okay, that's a
I'm
good
not
one.
kidding
You don't have
you.
to sell
Very-
anyone on that after
No.
the TV shows and stuff. You just see it.
I tell you what, though, we have had so much fun together over
Thank
these last
God.
few weeks.
Yeah. And days.
Oh,
Are we allowed to mention what you guys are doing yet, or is it still top secret?
It's no one's going to
It's
figure
the
it
worst.
out.
It's the worst.
It's
It's the worst secret ever.
Everyone has figured it
tell
out.
me about
secret
it.
ever.
But that's the rules.
They have a couple people come in from the network and beat you around the ribs. I'm like, I just mentioned the poem.
Bam.
I would
I have a feeling you guys are doing very well in this show. But I know you can't comment, but, you know. Unless Donald Trump is like, sending the
Jesus.
people around that. Oh, I
We're
shouldn't even
treading
mention
water
Donald Trump.
right
All
now.
right, I'll shut up. I'll
We're
shut up.
treading water.
I'll shut up.
We're always treading water, though. Me and her heads are always, can we say the chopping block if there was to be something we were doing?
Yeah.
If there was a show, let's just say, that we might be doing.
All
Our heads are always on a chopping block.
Excellent
if there was
legal
to be-
coverage there, Brett. That was excellent. Excellent way to...
Wow, you're a sly one.
Let me read something from this affidavit.
Now, I'm a fan of Sharon's because of America's Got Talent. That's where I'm at with Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah, that took off.
I watched
Yeah.
every episode, man. That was great.
It's fun. It's a great show to work on.
And Hasselhoff is out of his freaking mind.
Oh, he's fabulously insane.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything that comes out of his mouth is another little gem and you go, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Where,
I watch it. It's incredible.
He is so funny.
You think he couldn't top the hamburger on the floor moment?
Oh, God.
Well, he was in the news recently with his drinking. What the heck was the latest
What,
story?
recently?
Yeah, recently.
Crazy.
I don't remember now. But
Can I tell
great.
you-
Just throw it out there without backing up.
I'm going to tell you a
Some-
Hasselhoff story. This one, I wish involved Ozzy and me as well, but it was just me. We're over with Aerosmith years ago doing, I think it was Mannheim or something like that. We're playing in Germany, and we're doing a huge music festival at the soccer stadium, right? And I'm thinking, man, we just sold this place out in a couple weeks. This is awesome. We're breaking. This is big. David Hasselhoff, I'm not making this up, had like 18 nights sold out. I couldn't make this up. I go, wait, hold on a minute. What are you talking about? I
The
didn't know
Knight Rider guy? Is that
no, it was
Hasselhoff?
insane. It's like 18 stadium nights sold out in a row. It's incredible.
He's huge over there.
I'm not making it up.
Just
Ridiculous.
last week, I'm here in New York, and I'm sat in this car at a traffic light, and David Hasselhoff walks past, and I'm like, David, it's Sharon, David, and he goes, hi, and keeps walking.
You work with the guy. What the hell is going on?
I know. He's like
A
thinking,
man on a
it's,
mission.
it's somebody wants my autograph. I'm like, it's Sharon. Oh, bye. See ya.
Michael, it's Sharon. Say hello.
I haven't watched Dancing with the Stars. Is Kelly still on? I mean, she's doing
Kelly's
great.
still on,
Jesus.
yeah.
Still on.
Yeah.
How many people are left?
Gosh, I don't know. She's
Not
been
many.
on it 7 weeks now.
Damn.
I didn't
know.
That's
I know, it's
pretty
incredible.
good to be on it that long. That's for sure.
She
Who
did great the
Who do
other
we know
night.
that got thrown out right away?
Liddell. I mean,
Well,
Liddell
Chuck
lasted a few
Liddell.
weeks. I saw Chuck like right after that. He tipped a few back.
Oh, well, Ashley Hamilton was the first one to go.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liddell was hysterical when he attempted to smile and his face actually cracked like granite.
It was
insane.
hilarious. It really was like watching Stonehenge try to be pleasant. Because he's such a sweet guy, but his job is to beat the shit out of people.
Did you ever watch watch him in an interview when he's done with the fight? Well, I was thinking about my kids. You know what I'm saying? His face, his nose is like over here, and he's just pummeled some guy's
After
face.
doing that
I mean,
animal move on top of the fence, he's just and then I had a good time out there. Got to respect my opponent. You respect him. He's dead. You killed him.
He's now a cripple.
Respect him.
Exactly.
He's never going to walk again. But listen,
Liddell versus Stephen Hawking wasn't what we had hoped for. And Chuck is a close talker. I saw him at the in L.A. recently, and he
doesn't have this.
He talks like because he doesn't. He talks like literally his lips touch my ear a couple of times. But you don't say anything. You're like, go ahead, alpha male me. I'll just take it.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
That's what you do.
He doesn't have a fly-by zone.
He really does.
Because I have a heavy fly-by zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But I guess when you do that for a living, there's no personal space, violation clause.
Anthony, I think we have audio of Jimmy intro and
No, we
Ozzy.
don't.
Yeah,
No, we don't.
I think Sharon has to hear this.
No.
Maria,
Let's
hold on
hear
for a
it.
second.
No.
I think we might. I'm not sure if we've played this on the air yet.
No.
Come on.
Listen to this, Sharon.
Well, let's. What happened was.
That's never good when you're explaining before.
When I was in Los Angeles, and I'm going to talk real slow, I would be happier right now if they said, "Here's footage of Jim blowing a few people." I would feel less embarrassed.
All right.
All right, then we've got that too.
Sharon, there was an excitement factor when Jimmy introed your husband.
When Sharon knew, she was being very sweet. She's like, "Do you want to bring Ozzy on?" And I'm like,
let's hear how it went. Jimmy, you're the last person I have to tell of what a huge fan of Ozzy Jimmy is.
And do you know how you say all cool? Like sometimes you don't have to be cool. Like you just be yourself. But there's a line between don't try to be cool and be a fucking 41-year-old / teenage girl. I really should have had on falsies. Well, what a fucking embarrassment I am.
Why don't we let Sharon and Brett Michaels hear this?
Sharon was already there. Brett's busy.
No, Brett.
They got to promote an
Brett,
event.
you want to hear this,
I can
right?
just keep talking.
Bring it. I'm ready.
There's no need for it because I'll just.
Come on, let's hear it.
All right, here it is.
This is not it.
Come on, you motherfuckers! It's in a Barry Manilow concert. Are you ready?
It's not. No, that's what I thought they were confused.
Let me hear you make some noise! Ozzy Osbourne!
See, Jimmy didn't want the audience.
Express laughing at that.
Jimmy didn't want the audience confused. It's not a Barry
I wasn't sure
Manilow.
if they knew or not.
You see me looking at my ticket. Hold on.
Yeah,
what the hell?
I wanted Barry Manilow.
I thought he did bark at the moon. Doesn't he?
That was simply for clarity. That's all it was. I couldn't. I just came out. Sometimes you say something on Sunset Strip and you can't take it back.
Yeah, but
Was that near Tower Records by any chance?
It was actually farther down from Tower Records. It was by the Key Club.
Key Club.
Gotcha, Key Club. Okay, got
And
it.
they Sunset was all, cordoned off, and everybody was performing in the street. It was unbelievable. Then Simon Cowell called me the next day, and he lives in Beverly Hills, and he goes, I was sat in my garden and I heard this motherfucker introducing Ozzy Osbourne. And he goes, I'm sat outside by my fire pit with my girl drinking wine, and I'm getting down to it, and suddenly I hear this motherfucker introducing Ozzy fucking Osbourne. I'm like, sorry, Simon.
Oh, I'm so happy. That makes it worth it. You know why? He's a Barry Manilow fan. I'm so happy. He had his hopes up.
Wow,
goody.
that's so great.
That just turned me around on that.
Nothing embraces a crowd like the word
awesome.
"you motherfuckers."
Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh, that's a
And
good one.
he's there doing his, big stud thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got the fire pit going, the wine, and he's
All
just
ready
getting down to
make
it.
that move, and then
Just some fucking happy to be there weasel screaming into a microphone that I was. What a fucking worm.
God damn, that's
Oh, I can't tell you how happy that makes me.
Now it's good.
Jesus,
it's
I
great.
ruined the night of a mogul.
Brett enjoyed that.
Yes.
Hey, how's your nose, by the way?
It was broke up pretty good,
Oh
but
my
much better
God,
now.
that's right.
Are you
Put
sick
it
of
back-
seeing that footage?
And you never can get sick of me smashing my head into an 800-pound wall. That's classic.
Thank God, again, with the internet, it just doesn't last very long.
No.
That clip will be,
No.
that clip will be
People
gone in no
forget.
time.
People
Yeah.
forget
I
real
go,
quick.
you know what? The good thing is there's a 7-second delay. They'll never show this on TV, so I'm set. They'll put my nose back in. Liza Minnelli will hand me a towel, as she always does after a show. And, and I will never forget the last words as Elton John's getting yanked back, and the word the week before I said we should never do, Poison nor I should ever do an award show. We suck at them. We fight. Me and Cece fought each other on stage. Who does that? I mean, it's stupid. It's an award show. We're like, I hate your what the. So we
see
walk
nothing
out,
has changed.
and they say all you got to do
guys.
is wave and walk backwards, right, at the Tonys. I'm like, all right, and they say never turn your back on the crowd. That's the whole thing. I go, I have a quick question. I'm at the front of the stage. How do I know when it ended? Like, how do I know when? Like, do I just walk backwards until I'm out of sight? What do I do? And I turned around and headed backwards. And as I said, you rock, good night. The next thing I know, my feet were above my head. I was wearing a cowboy hat as a sombrero around my wiener. And it was just, I mean, it was the most embarrassing. But I was so knocked out. It's like innocently getting hit crossing the street. There was no rhyme or reason to what happened.
You must have been like, what the fuck just happened to me?
I looked up, and the thing, they were trying to finish me off. The thing keeps coming down.
Yeah.
I look up and I see this. I wish I could make this part up. I'm gonna tone it down. There's monkey-like creatures, like, because there's some kind of offshoot of the Oz. There's Shrek. And the dudes. No one says, "Are you okay?" You know what they said? Move out of the way. We got to go up next. I'm like, my face. Can I get my nose back from the other side of the stage? It was
unbelievable.
Sharon, there's no words to describe the. I was too beat up to be embarrassed.
We saw it. We saw it in slow motion.
Oh
freeze frame, rewind. It was really
exactly.
I'm sure
exactly.
after 22 million hits on YouTube, I'm sure no one saw it. That would be fine.
This rocker gets rocked in this next clip. Oh, does he? What is? Oh, hey, Brett.
Hey, that's great. And then everyone who made fun of me, it's like, dude, I felt for you. I'm like, that didn't sound like it on the radio. You're like, look at this idiot. His feet are above his head. They freeze frame it. My feet are like this, and that's it. Let's move on.
You knocking yourself out made my intro of Ozzy look like fucking Martin Luther King speech.
Did Ozzy come to New York with you, Sharon?
Yeah, Ozzy's here.
Is he sleeping?
Yeah, he is.
We
I
wanna
know.
see- we wanna
I
see Ozzy.
hate when that happens. I'm like leaving the room at 7 this morning, and he's like snoring up a storm.
Lucky
I'm like,
Ozzy.
you bastard.
Lucky Ozzy, man. I'd love
He doesn't
to
need to see my face again. Give him a break for a few months. Poor guy just wants to relax and enjoy his family. And
Picture
I fucking.
Ozzy's face on the side of the stage while you're doing. What the hell?
Ozzy has nightmares that he takes the tin off the room service thing, and it's my face smiling up at him. Hi.
It's me again. He is Ozzy's biggest fan. There's no one
you
bigger.
know, it's
I
like-
know you've met him all over the years, but Jimmy's the biggest.
It was, but it was weird. It was like this last
By
time
far.
of doing the tribute and then intro. It was the first time I met him where I didn't want a picture. It was like, it's like.
You know, he gave Ozzy the best gift. It was a picture of him and Ozzy backstage, and it was a picture with your girlfriend, but he took his girlfriend out and superimposed Susan Boyle in.
And you're in that picture too. It's us.
Susan Boyle.
That's actually on the. I wish Danny could get up a screen cap.
This great picture of Susan Boyle smiling, looking like a slapped ass, right next to Ozzy.
Slapped ass. Yeah, that really is a great shot.
What a great line. That's a great line.
Oh man.
So, do you love Susan Boyle? I mean, do you feel like she helped the show or not, or you're not love her? Are you happy that she's succeeding?
Oh, I'm happy that I like everybody to do well, and
Yeah.
even someone that looks like a slapped ass with a moustache. It's like, God bless her. You go, girl. She does look like a hairy arsehole.
I don't know why they try to clean her up. I mean,
don't know.
Keep her how she was.
Wow, it's
fantastic.
It's kind of hard to spin that. What did you mean when you said she was a hairy asshole face? Well, it was a spiritual comment.
I didn't mean it to be taken in a bad way.
No, and she is a lovely lady.
I would hope so.
Followed by God bless her heart.
God bless her. No, you do.
Yes.
You just want to say God bless, and here's a Gillette razor. It's like,
I never noticed that she had facial hair.
Oh my God,
I
she's
can't
fuzzy.
quite get past the slap.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't get past the fucking Gene Wilder wig.
God God bless her heart.
God bless her.
But we love her.
You know, all that talent doesn't come without a price. Wow.
God doesn't give everyone everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but he
absolutely.
gave her the talent.
He certainly did.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Really shortchanged
He
her on
hit
the
her
rest
with
of
the
it.
fucking ugly stick.
He certainly did.
Holy Jesus.
Why are you holding back?
Yeah, he really hit her.
Seriously, Sharon, I need you to open up.
Yeah, you gotta open up a little bit.
He gave Tiger Woods the ugly stick. Could you knock this bitch around for a few hours? Jesus.
Oh my God.
It's not gonna get better than that.
Wow, that is very refreshing.
Absolutely.
Hi, this is Sharon Osbourne, and you're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Yep. It's Opie and Anthony's Worst of 2009, hosted by Sam and E-Rock. More coming up next on The Virus, Sirius 197, XM 202.
Hey, it's Jim Norton from the Opie and Anthony radio program, welcoming all the new subscribers joining us after turning on their new XM and Sirius radios.
Hello.
Describe the show a bit. It's shitty. Thanks for checking us out. This is the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony present the Worst of 2009, hosted by Sam and Eric. On The Virus, Sirius 197, XM 202.
It's the Worst of 2009 countdown for the Opie and Anthony show. I'm E-Rock and he's Sam.
Why are you here?
Because I have to. Because you have to be controlled. You're a loose cannon.
No one can control me. I'm crazy.
Perez Hilton is a little bitch.
That's true.
He got punched in the face.
That's true.
By Will.i.am's security guard. Allegedly.
Allegedly. But this is a very funny thing. This ended up on YouTube. What would Tyler Durden do? All over the place. It's Opie, Anthony, and Patrice, I think, was in studio that day talking about Perez Hilton getting punched in his fat chin.
Like a little bitch.
That's right. And I enjoyed it, and I hope you will too.
It's number 8
on the Worst of 2009 countdown.
It's the Worst of 2009.
Hey,
Figured that much.
where are we at there, Sam? Let's
Well-
move on to this other fucking thing.
Right, so the Much Music Awards in Canada, and Perez doesn't like the Black Eyed Peas' new album.
Why? It's
No,
only,
why? What did he
It only
say?
has like the top 2 songs in America right now.
So who did he draw with cum coming out of their ears and noses
Right.
because he doesn't like the album?
Right.
Well, he said Fergie was fugly.
Really?
Yeah.
See, if you're gonna call someone fugly, you deserve to be punched in the face.
Yeah. Hey,
And then, you know, he's
consequences.
Fugly? Really?
I'm sure drawing a little bit of jizz on Will.i.am and stuff like that.
See?
But he doesn't like this new album. He said nice things about those people before, but he doesn't like this album and he bashed it. So
Why is he bashing an album that is like, as far as the pop world goes, is
because Perezl doesn't like it.
Perez.
So then the Black Eyed Peas came up to him at this award show and they were like, "Why are you stop doing this? Why are you, insulting our album?" And he was like, kind of like, "I can do whatever I want." So finally, this is Perez. He did a video blog where he explains that there was a confrontation after the Much Music Awards at one of the after parties between Will.i.am of the Black Eyed Peas, the lead singer or rapper, and Perezl.
this is it?
Really?
Yes.
I am making this video as Mario Lavandera. That is my legal name. What happened?
Oh, shut the fuck!
What did you say his name was?
Mario Lavandera or something like that.
Okay.
What a dramatic asshole!
My legal name. What happened to me in Toronto happened to me as a human being, and it should not happen to anyone.
Oh,
Violent-
but all
what
the things you do to these celebrities and and the celebrities' kids, by the way,
They're
that
human
aren't even in the
Yeah.
fucking business,
He
right?
had a whole thing with Adam Sandler's
But they
kid.
deserve all that shit. What did he
This
do to
guy's a
Adam Sandler?
cunt.
I
Adam
fucking hate
Sandler's
this
kid.
guy.
He used to talk about how ugly Adam Sandler's kid was all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did Adam
whining
Sandler's kid
cunt.
deserve that, considering
I
Adam
don't think
Sandler's
so.
kid's not in the business even?
Not at all.
Perez fucking Hilton?
happen to anyone. Violence is never the answer.
It sure is when it's against you, you dummy. Punched in the face. Good for you.
If you're going to play that game, you got to expect maybe some violence, you idiot.
My legal name is Mario Armando Lavandera. And I have something to say. Violence is never the answer.
You know what? This is it for him. He's not going to be able to live past this.
It's embarrassing.
What? Then he goes back to drawing his cum bubbles,
Yeah, cum
and people are gonna be
bubbles.
like, "Oh, okay."
And fucking big dicks in people's
Yeah.
mouths and,
People are
and
just
things
gonna
like
start
that.
punching him in the face everywhere.
Get out
now.
of here.
Oh man, this is it. For him.
Just punch him in the face to get
Everyone's just
publicity.
gonna punch him in the face.
Yeah, in the end.
Once again, my name is Mario. I was hit again, Armando Lavandera. I was punched the third time in a week.
I think in the end, this destroys what he built up.
Why you think?
Because now he can't go back to drawing cum bubbles and fucking big, huge fucking
Why?
cocks on the foreheads of Lindsay Lohan and
Because
whatnot.
he lost all his credibility.
Right, this loses his credibility.
He loses his cum bubble drawing credibility.
Because that's all he was good for. He's not saying anything interesting with his blogs. He was
Now
fucking.
he can't take it.
He was taking other people's pictures and drawing cum bubbles and shit.
This is great.
So how does he go back to doing that for real?
I've never ever seen this
One of
fucking
these guys-
website.
It's like a TMZ.
Yeah, Perez Hill, I
fucking
heard
thing.
of him.
Look, wear a
but-
condom.
Look, show some of the brilliance of Perez Hilton. It's horrendous.
He's a douchebag.
Ever. Blood should never be drawn. Another person should never be hit. That's why people die.
What is he babbling about?
He was attacked.
Yeah, attacked.
He's got to go hard at Black Eyed Peas on his website, otherwise he loses credibility.
Oh, I don't think he will.
Like if he doesn't, then all celebrities know. Oh, I'll just go up and punch this guy in his
him
head,
in the face, and he'll stop fucking
stop talking
drawing
about it.
cocks in my ass.
Perez explains his interaction with Will.i.am. Who's
Right.
Will.i.am? I really don't know.
He's
Black
the
Eyed Peas.
yeah, he's the
No, I
head
know.
guy of the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, he's the head guy.
and he does production for tons of people. He's
Okay.
a big star.
So he's one of the main guys. And all right,
He's the
because
main guy.
I heard he was the manager. or
And he was
something.
an
No, no.
He was an X-Men Origin, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played
was in the cowboy hat.
Yeah, he played it. Yeah, the
Nice.
cowboy hat.
Okay.
And as we were actually getting ready to leave, Will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas comes into the club, sees me like a heat-seeking missile, and comes directly towards me.
Into
And
my
he
mouth.
says,
Gay-seeking
"Yo,
missile."
I need you to do me a favor. I need you to never write about my band on your website again." Right in my face, he was saying this.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Listen, I can't make any promises, but I'll try." And then he says, "Why are you disrespecting me? Why are you disrespecting me?" And I was like, "I'm not disrespecting you." And I did the whole spiel again that I gave Fergie. But it was honest. I told him, "Listen, I love what you did with the Pussycat Dolls. I love the work that you also did with Fergie's solo album." He's like, "You need to respect me." And at that point, in my mind, I was like, "You know what? I am not going to let this man intimidate me." And I told him, "You know what? No. I don't need to respect you. I don't respect you." And that's when I made the split-second decision that I was going to say what I thought was the worst possible thing that thug would ever want to hear.
He did
I
not.
told him, "And you know what? I don't need to respect you, and you're a fag. You're gay, and stop being such a faggot." And then I knew it was going to set him off. But I didn't want to get into a fight with this person, so I left. We leave.
Isn't it safe to say there's one other word that's worse in that scenario?
Just a little worse.
Wow, you're real brave, Perez. You couldn't even go all in.
Taking the slur that would offend Perez Hilton.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
because
he would offend himself.
Is he officially gay? Or?
Officially, he's
Officially.
super gay.
Officially
Yeah.
super gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say your S's past 7 minutes, you're fucking gay.
What the fuck? Oh, so he got all brave and called him a fag.
Yeah,
Wow, Perez.
This is Miss California.
Wow, because the guy had a problem with what you were saying about him.
Perez is the one who
And do you
destroyed.
understand if you call someone a fag, guess what? You might just get punched in the face for that.
Perez is the one who destroyed Miss California for not supporting gay marriage.
Right. There you
So-
go. This is the same guy.
Yeah.
What a douche.
Jesus.
Always hated this fucking guy.
I want this. My name is, what's my name? Mario Armando Lavandera.
What's my name?
And I need the FBI to investigate this hate crime.
He looks like Ant.
Yeah, he does.
Without his makeup. Look at him.
Fruit.
Perez says Will's manager punched him.
Yeah.
So Will didn't even punch.
No, but he said, he implied that Will had something to do with it.
We leave the club, and as soon as we leave, there's Will.i.am again outside of the club. Then his manager, Polo.
For the Ron and Fez fans, okay. Yeah, let's acknowledge it. Sounds just like Fezzi. Everyone's writing. And Ronnie outside.
Hey. And I did not once ever.
Cut me 1 ounce
My
of
name is Fez Watley. And I never got cut 1 ounce of slack.
I don't even know if I can play the clip now.
We leave the club, and as soon as we leave, there's will.i.am again outside of the club. Then his manager, Polo, whom I have met before, from behind comes up to me, clocks me in the eye right here, and punches me 2 or 3 times. I am in shock. I just do not know what to do. I touch my eye, and it was bleeding. I see my fingertips, and I'm bleeding. I think my eye might be falling out of my head. I'm in shock. I'm carried away. Everyone's trying to avoid a scene. So after this happened, we leave, and we go back to the hotel. And will.i.am followed us to the hotel.
Can I say something real quick? It's if the word faggot didn't exist, you would say it naturally. You would invent it listening to this motherfucker. Like, you would just go, shut the fuck up, faggot. Like, cause it's grating, man. It's fucking grating. It's shut the fuck up, bitch. What's wrong with this motherfucker, man?
John from North Carolina. We're making the same point. He's on the phone. He writes, isn't his blogging considered provoking? Yes, that's what we're getting at.
Of course.
He provokes these guys like crazy.
By the way, Perez Hilton was the one news source that talked about the Donald Trump buying Raw incident as if it was real.
Oh, really?
Yes, he said it was a goodbye for Donald Trump.
Oh, real.
So that's where Perez Hilton's coming from.
Yeah.
And we go back to the hotel, and will.i.am followed us to the hotel, which is where they were also staying. At this point, I'm freaking out. Why did they just follow us outside of the club? I'm attacked, I'm bleeding, and they're following us back to the hotel. I called the police. What? Even though Gaga had a bodyguard, what if one of these people had a gun?
Oh, stop it.
So this whole thing broke.
It's not like they carry gun. Oh, well.
This whole thing broke because on Perez Hilton's Twitter, before any of this was posted, it just said things like, please help me, call the police for me. I'm at the hotel.
What? Why?
So he's tweeting.
It took less time to push 911.
He's tweeting for the police. He's trying to explain that because will.i.am...
Why would he tweet the police or tweet that he needs the police instead of just calling?
Instead of calling 911.
Because he's fucking looking for publicity.
But will.i.am put up a video right away and said, first of all, he was tweeting. He was like, second of all, it was just some random fan that punched him. Like, will.i.am said all this and some random guy punched Perez.
Nice.
And Perez said, no, it was will.i.am's manager.
But how does he know?
That's the dispute.
Oh.
He said it was definitely Polo.
Hold on, we got Kevin in Florida. Kevin.
I'm just waiting for the part of the video where he says that he sold crack cocaine in a limousine to Senator Obama.
He does sound like that guy.
Crack cocaine for his use, powdered cocaine for mine.
For mine.
I gotta remember that exact quote.
I then had oral sex with Mr. Obama.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell was it? In Gurney.
Yeah, in Gurney.
Right here in Gurney.
We were in a hotel in Gurney.
Gurney.
Where are you?
Perez explains what happened when he called police, then starts crying. Oh, no way.
Oh, he starts crying big time.
Oh, this rules.
What a fruit.
I called 911. I spoke to the police, and they explained to me that, they would try to make it, but that there were actual emergencies going on.
That's what happened when I called 911 because I had a flat tire.
Yeah, excuse me.
It's not real.
Fix it yourself.
Right.
But I'm in the woods, and there's a guy with a hockey mask on. Don't bug us, bitch. Hey, what's the mainstream media on? Whose side is the mainstream media on?
Oh, they'll eat this shit up.
Yeah.
But are they saying will.i.am is a dirty bastard, or are they on?
I don't
Perez
know. What are they
Hilton's
saying?
side?
will.i.am hasn't been vilified yet because nobody can concretely say who punched him.
I think he just friggin' Perez Hilton looks like an idiot
You know what,
in this
can I-
whole thing.
Can I tell you, like
Mario.
black eyed peas or black eyed
Armando
black eyed
Lavandiera.
peas. They're smart enough to know. All right, they got a beef with Perez Hilton, right? You know damn well that Will.i.am can't punch nobody.
Of course not.
So they have the confrontation. That Will.i.am goes, you know what? And then one of his entourage type guys, one of his guys that hangs around goes, all right, and then punches him in the face.
Punch 3 times. And
They'll never know who
leaves.
punched Perez Hilton in the face. And it's perfect because Perez knows exactly who punched him in the face. One of his guys. There you go.
You know what they should
It's
have
perfect.
people.
Those guys know how to take care of their shit.
They probably have people that are punch in the face people.
Absolutely.
It's like you're a punch in the face guy. If I'm talking to somebody,
dude, it was
you come up and just punch him in the face. I don't know you.
you know
You
what?
get money under the table. You never talk to us.
It was Will.i.am had a 1
Punch
minute
him in the
conversation with someone, and he didn't even say punch him in the face.
Yeah.
But this guy knew I got to go punch him
I
in
gotta
the
go
face
punch
now.
this guy in
A
the
little
face.
peripheral vision look.
Right.
Yeah.
A little look, a little,
Yeah, that look.
This is what happened, and the guy just gave him a nod, and that was it.
Whoop that sissy's ass.
Punch him in the face.
Emergencies going on, but I was in fear for my safety, and I had been assaulted. So when the police are taking their time and they're not coming, I'm freaking out.
Coming.
I took to Twitter because I was in shock.
Yeah.
Because that's the first place you go.
Yeah, I took to Twitter after that.
It's not like you're in the middle of a cornfield in the middle of nowhere and you're like, oh, fuck, there's no phones around, but I got my Twitter on me.
You know what I mean? There gotta be somehow.
You're in a hotel and you could call on a phone or the phone you got in your hand.
What does he have? Like he probably has 2 million fucking followers or something, right?
I don't know.
But I want to know if anybody called the fucking cops.
They say, well, he thanks the people
I'm
who
sure-
did indeed
I'm
call.
sure they did.
Because you know they're idiots who probably woke up the next morning 12 hours after it happened. And,
Oh my!
Perez is in trouble.
Oh my God!
Help him!
Oh my God! Someone's speaking of Perez and Lady Gaga. Who the fuck is Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
She's the it girl right now.
Why do you think it rained so hard last night? That was all of Perez Hilton's fans crying alongside him.
I felt helpless. That's right. And that was my very public cry for help.
Oh, shit.
And to all of those people who expressed concern and who called the police,
Let's invent a new word for faggot.
thank you.
Let's invent a new word.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because I am a human being. And
This ruins him.
He's a twaggot.
Twagget.
See, this guy.
That's a new
He's
word.
a twag.
This ruins him. This ruins what he was what he was building up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, twag.
Because then he realizes, wow, everyone realizes out there, wow, this guy isn't as brave as we thought. Like, you know.
Well, the whole point of if you make fun of everybody, you have
Right.
to be somebody that people can't make fun of.
Right.
Yes.
Or
But
yeah.
now he's obviously vulnerable.
He's so vulnerable.
He's a twag.
This ruins him. I'm telling you. 6 months from now, his site is nothing. He'll get some nice exposure and buzz the next week or two. After that, people are gonna be like,
This is what was his Twitter right there?
Yeah.
I was assaulted by Will. I was assaulted by.
no. He shouldn't have put that up there because I got the whole line of
Oh,
Twitters
you
we're gonna
do?
go to in a second.
Oh.
Here. That's like the third one in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I'll give you the whole development of this thing right after this clip. It's almost over.
And no one deserves to be treated that way.
You do.
Violence is never the answer.
Yeah, but drawing the cocks and what do you?
Sometimes people
What
get
do
punched
I
in
just
the
want to
face.
make sure
was
we get
gonna
our
happen?
point out there. That's all.
What do you think is going to happen? Everything, your freedom to post that has consequences.
Yeah, get some of-
Our freedom to speak on the air has consequences. If you go out on the street and say the wrong thing to somebody, you have the freedom to say it, but, consequences.
There's a reason why Club Soda Kenny escorts you out of the building.
Exactly.
Just in case somebody
Just
punches you in the
case.
face.
You never know. Punch
had-
in the face, guy.
We've had some incidents, but we're not sitting there crying.
Someone came up to me. My real name is Anthony Armando Cumia. And I want to tell you, someone came up to me and said, Mama Booey in my face. I don't need that. I'm a human being. Shut up, you fruit. Oh, God.
I think even the gay guys that listen to us would admit that this guy's a fruit.
I know.
Jesus.
They'd start eating pussy after listening to this guy. Fuck this.
And I would never make something like this up or try to use something like this for press. Because I don't need it. And I don't need anything that happened. And fuck you, Will I Am, for lying. Shame on you.
Shame.
God is looking down on you and shaming you. Fuck you, you fucking coward.
Oh, really?
Fuck you both.
You know.
Well, if
I
you want to bring
lost
God
all
into it.
respect for all of you and the Black Eyed Peas.
Look at that face.
And Fergie, you're fugly bitch.
Oh, that's
real brave.
Yeah,
Really?
real brave
What
now.
a fucking
Because
loser.
he said
in your jizz-stained bed that you're fucking
Right.
recording this
from the safety of his house. Wow, that's real brave.
Because the whole thing started, Fergie went up to him and goes, "Why are you insulting me on the website? Like, I thought we were actually kind of friends. Like, I thought we were cool." And he was like, "Oh, no. I loved your solo stuff. That's just being silly. That's just for the web, whatever."
Right.
And so now that Fergie's not there, he's in his hotel room
that's
crying.
brave.
And
You could have said it right to her face.
Yeah.
That is the best freeze
We had
frame
one of those
ever.
guys that used to work for us that
Looks like somebody.
saw me right on the street, could have said whatever the fuck you wanted, and then he went and did a cute little article. Wow, that was real fucking brave.
You just you listen to this guy, right? And at the end of the day, you wonder if he has friends. You can picture someone sitting there listening to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, just looking at him and going, so.
So?
Just so what? Like, there's nothing about this that just evokes anything.
There's no sympathy.
None
What
at
they're
all. You
being-
can't even imagine anybody gives a fucking shit. Like, if sometimes I watch TMZ and you just got the guy, the lawyer dude, and you just go, he needs one too. Just a sock in his fucking jaw.
Someone to just pop
Just
him.
because they feel protected by something, but there's a lot of people in this business that came from places where you punch
someone when they
you
say
don't
that.
have mental warfare. I don't
Right.
got time to be drawing shit bubbles on you. It's like
Yeah.
it's
So
like
I'm just
dude,
gonna punch you.
I'm just gonna fucking hit you. Like there's people who they come from. You don't come from mental warfare and with sissies pointing at you.